we're good on the color. Good evening. I'm Brady Morrell with KQKI News, your local news leader and your local election headquarters. I am joined with Jordan Vazan Dupree.
Yes.
If she's got a glow around her, it's not because of the lights, it's because she's a newlywed. Only about 3 weeks now.
Yes, and it's so far so good.
Well, I would hope so. Well, again, we want to thank you for joining us this evening. First of all, we want to thank our exclusive sponsor of tonight's broadcast, Tesh Chiropractic Wellness Center. Why live another day in pain? Give Tesh Chiropractic Wellness Center a call and start feeling yourself again. Enjoy a healthier lifestyle with a visit to Tesh Chiropractic Wellness Center, 1210 Federal Avenue in Morgan City. Give them a call at 985 385 1500. Of course, Jordan, there are a lot of key races to watch statewide and locally. It all comes down to this, and we'll be waiting on our early votes first. Our key races that we're watching tonight, of course, are governor and what comes next.
Yes, and Lieutenant Governor,
Secretary of State,
the Attorney General,
State Treasurer,
State Senate District 21,
State Representative District 50,
St. Mary Parish President and Sheriff,
and St. Mary Parish Council Districts 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and at large, District 10. Those are the races here in St. Mary Parish and statewide that we will be watching. Now, we will also be watching races in Assumption and in Terrebonne parishes, as Terrebonne's got a parish president's race for that open seat. So we will be watching that for you as well. First things that we're going to kick off tonight is we do have a candidate on the line who won without opposition, and that is District 51 State Representative Mrs. Beryl Adams Amade. We've got her on the line now. Good evening, Beryl. How are you?
Good evening. I'm probably more relaxed than some of my colleagues since I actually won unopposed already.
Yeah,
freed up a little bit of time.
Yes, you've been relaxed about 2 months now, haven't you?
Yes. Yes, so I've only had to stress over other people's races.
Now, there were rumors from both ends of the district that you would have opposition from maybe St. Mary and then into Terrebonne Parish. That did not happen, and who knows why it didn't, but I know you're relieved, and you've told us what you plan to do over the next 4 years. You will have a new governor, a lot of new legislators. You will have a new senator in District 21. What are your plans for the next 4 years?
I would like to see Louisiana make some strides forward that we have not been able to make in the last 8 years with the incoming change in leadership. I believe that there were some baby steps we took and we held a lot of ground, but I think that we could have made a whole lot more forward progress in some areas with different leadership. So I'm really looking forward to that for these next 4 years.
Now, most candidates have been talking about the insurance crisis that we have in the state. We will have a new insurance commissioner. I know a lot of the candidates have been making a lot of comments about the insurance situation. What are your thoughts on that?
I believe that is the number one hot topic as we go into 2024. We have some things that we can do as a legislature to help the insurance crisis. As far as property insurance, I think the biggest obstacle is FEMA. And so we're going to really have to call on our congressional delegation to make a lot of change there. You know, the state legislature really can't control FEMA. What we do is we work on the state laws. We had passed some tort reform measures in these last 8 years, but they really were minor. I think that when we get back in, we can probably revisit some tort reform and make some more steps that will make a real difference on auto insurance. As you know, we haven't seen much significant change there. We still have industries like the trucking industry that has, we've got a lot of trucking businesses that have relocated beyond state lines, for example, because they just simply could not find coverage here. Not to mention our individual vehicle policies. Ask around, ask your friends, who's paying less for car insurance this year? And you're not going to get a lot of takers on that.
Exactly. I know I'm not paying anything less. So, what are your ideas? What do you see maybe in some of these races, especially the statewide races?
Well, I have to comment on the length of the ballot this time. I have heard from so many voters asking for explanations and advice and suggestions because, as you know, if you just look in your mailbox, if you just watch TV, you might think there are only 2 or 3 people running for some of these statewide offices. And then when suddenly you pull up the ballot and you find, for example, for governor, we've got 15 people running for governor. So it's intimidating. And what I'm looking forward to tonight is I'm hoping that some of the races on the ballot are actually settled tonight. Can you imagine if we get to November and we have runoffs in every race that had more than 2 candidates? I think the voters are going to be exhausted.
I think so. It is a very lengthy ballot. So, yes, so thank you so much for joining us. Well, of course, I think you did want to comment. We do have some time because we're not getting results yet.
Yes.
So go ahead. All right. So I think you have anything else you wanted to discuss about the ballot?
Well, about the ballot, I believe that the 4 amendments that were on tonight's ballot are only half of the ones that the legislature passed to the voters. We're going to see 4 more amendments on the November ballot. So I'm hoping that people don't get too tired yet. On this evening's ballot, besides the candidates, we'll be looking at amendment number 1 was about Zuckerbucks or election money. Number 2 was one that has to do with the governor's ability to shut down churches in a health crisis. Number 3 was about just how much of our non-recurring revenue we're going to put towards the excess debt that's on the teachers' retirement system. And number 4 has to do with the authority of a local government to deal with blighted property that's being used for residential leases when it's owned by nonprofits. So interesting constitutional amendments, and we'll have 4 more of those come November.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Beryl Amade, District 51 State Representative. Congratulations on winning your race without opposition, and have a great evening.
Thank you. Thanks. Y'all have a great night. Hope we have plenty of results before bedtime.
Let's do it.
Yep.
Thank you so much. Of course, District 51 State Representative 50, District 51, and we are awaiting some results, Brian. And what do you have so far? Anything coming up? There we go. In the governor's race, this would be early votes coming in, and Jeff Landry, really no surprise here, taking the lead, a strong lead at 59%. To Sean Wilson's 22%, Sharon Hewitt 1.68%, Stephen Wagasback 4.72%, Hunter Lundy, the independent 3.94%, John Schroeder 4%, Benjamin Barnes less than 0.5%. So those are the top so far, but no surprise there with Jeff Landry, but that's a strong lead at almost 60% so far. And let's see what's coming up next. We've got, of course, there's 1% voting there, but we do also have some other results coming in, and we're going to wait on those to come up on the screen. St. Mary Parish, we've got Gary Driscoll leading the pack in early voting at 81%. Kenny Scelfo, 14%. Jason Granger, 2.52%, and Cody Thibodeau, 2.44%. So that's the sheriff's race. Gary Driscoll coming out to a very strong lead in that race. And we'll go to the next race. Sam Jones in the St. Mary Parish President's Race, leading with 60% of the vote to Tim LeBlanc's 39.22%. Of course, these are just early votes. We've got a long ways to go with 46 precincts to go. And in St. Mary Parish Council, District 1, I'll let you take that, Jordan.
Yes, Herbert H.B. Bell has 48%, but taking the lead is Craig A. Matthews with 51% so far of the vote.
And in Council District 3, this is the Centerville area, although it does go into areas of Sharonton and Franklin. Incumbent Rodney Olander leading with 44% to Peter Soprano's 39%, and Whitney Bork 15%.
St. Mary Parish Council District 4, leading the pack is David Hill with 59%, and then Myron Burke with 24%, and then Javon Charles with 15% of the vote.
Okay, District 5, this is the Patterson area. We've got incumbent Les Ruff with 41%, Douglas Streety Jr. 34%, and Charles Butchie McClendley at 24%. Council District 6, this is going to be the Berwick area. Patrick Abrier, the incumbent, leading with 60% to Sean Canty, 39%.
St. Mary Parish Council District 7, leading the pack is James Jimmy Davis Jr. with 56%, and then James the Hammer Bennett Jr. at 43%.
Council District 8, this is the Amelia area into parts of Morgan City. We've got incumbent Mark Duhon leading with 45%, almost 46%. Carlo Gagliano Jr., 30%, and Eric Blanchard, 23%. And the Council District 10, this is a huge one because this is at large, closely watched. Gwendolyn Hidalgo leading with 50%, just over that threshold to try to escape a runoff, but of course a long ways to go. Angelina Brocado, 28%, and Reginald Weary with 20%. And the City of Morgan City Amendment, well, I want to go ahead and explain this to you. Back in about the year 2000, the city was sued, I believe, by the NAACP, wanting the city to go from an at-large district system to single-member districts. They did that, but there was a technical issue in the charter, and Mayor Lee Dragna said it was just a formality. It really wouldn't change anything, but it needed to be, the verbiage needed to be changed in the charter, so that was done, and it's taken a strong lead with 78% yes. And Hospital Service District number 1, this is the renewal, a 3.10 millage renewal in the Franklin area, or Hospital Service District 1. That would support Bayou Bend Health System. Jordan, I can go ahead and let you take that number.
Yes, they voted 69.73, so almost 70% voted yes, and then you have 30% voted no.
All righty, and let's see here. In Assumption Parish, the incumbent sheriff, Leland Falcon, with a very strong lead at 83% to O'Neill Mills Sr., 16.9%. Leland Falcon, a very popular two-term sheriff there in Assumption Parish.
We got Assumption Parish Police Juror in Ward 1, leading the pack, Ron Alcorn with 46%, and then Josh Himmel with 38%. April Davis with 10%, and Raynell Lewis, no idea how to say that.
All right.
At 4%.
Yes, there you go. That is a difficult name. I won't judge you. And in Assumption Parish Police Juror Ward 4, Charles Bro is with 39%, Patrick Johnson 60%.
Assumption Parish Police Juror Ward 5, Mikey Dias with 86%, and Kenny Miracle Jr. with 14%.
Assumption Parish Police Juror Ward 6, Chris Carter 63%, Brian Ponville 36%.
Assumption Parish Police Juror Ward 7, Leroy J. Blanchard III with 57%, and Tim Daigle with 42%.
And in Assumption Parish Police Juror Ward 8, I believe he's an incumbent, Jamie Ponville, 58%, Booster Bro, 41%.
And Terrebonne Parish President. We don't have any
Nothing
votes
yet.
so far.
Nothing yet.
Still waiting on it.
And we can either look to some new ones. Back to Louisiana governor, you still have Jeff Landry in the lead. That's early votes, one precinct reporting. Jeff Landry still in that strong lead at 51%. Sean Wilson, 23%. Sharon Hewitt, Senator, 2%. Stephen Wagaspack, 6%. Hunter Lundy, just under 5%. John Schroeder, the incumbent state treasurer, at 7%. And Benjamin Barnes at 0.35%. We've got 2% on governor coming in, or 2 precincts. Thank you, Brian. All righty, we can go to some other races if you're ready, Brian. And I do want to thank Brian. Back to you. All right, we're going back. Lieutenant Governor, no surprise here. William Billy Nungesser, the incumbent, very popular Lieutenant Governor at 69%. Over Willie Jones at 18%. Albert Guillory, 5%. Tammy Hotard, 4%. And the other ones just over 1%. Louisiana Secretary of State. We've got Nancy Landry. She is the first Assistant Secretary of State at 20%. We've got Clay Schaefsnyder. He is the House Speaker at 17%. Just under him is Mike Francis. He is our our public service commissioner. Gwen Collins Greenup, 16%, and Arthur Morrell out of New Orleans, 10%. Brandon Trosclair, 6%. Attorney General, go ahead. I'll let you take that.
Attorney General, we have lead-in Liz Baker Murrell with 46%, and then Lindsay Cheek with 20%, Marty Maley, 7%, John Stefanski, 19%, and Perry Walker Terrebonne with 7% of the vote.
Of course, a long ways to go in the state treasurer's race. Former congressman out of the Shreveport-Bossier area, John Fleming, 45%. Democrat Dustin Granger, 29%. And Scott McKnight, a Republican, 24%. And in the state senator's race, all right, I'll go ahead and let you take that, Jordan.
Louisiana State Senator for District 21, leading right now is Robert Allaw with 42% of the vote, and then Henry Beau Lagrange with 36%, and trailing just as of now, Stephen Swiber with 21%.
Closely watched race right there. Louisiana State Representative District 50, Vincent St. Blanc III with 74%, and Gloria Robertson, 25%. Vincent St. Blanc, the incumbent, enjoying a very strong lead. Back to Sheriff.
St. Mary Parish Sheriff, we have Gary Driscoll still leading with 81%, and then Kenny P. Cephalou Sr. with 14%, Jason Granger with 2%, as well as Cody J. Thibodeau with 2%.
All right, St. Mary Parish President, of course, this is just early votes. Sam Jones, 60%, to Tim LeBlanc, 39%.
St. Mary Parish Council District 1, Herbert H.B. Bell with 48%, and Craig A. Matthews with 51%.
Okay, in District 3 again, Rodney Olander, 44%. Peter Soprano, 39%. Whitney Bork, 15%.
In District 4, leading is David W. Hill with 59%, Javon Charles now at 15%, and Myron Burke at 24%.
St. Mary Parish Council District 5, we've got incumbent Les Ruff, 41%, Douglas Streety, 34%, and Charles Butchie McKinley at 24%. I just want to stop and say here, we are seeing your comments that our volume is low. We're adjusting that as we speak. We apologize, and there you go. I believe you're going to hear us a little bit better. Thank you, Brian, our producer. He's the octopus tonight.
Yes,
not me. All right, Jordan, our next race is coming up. I believe that should be District 6 coming up.
Yes, District 6, leading the pack, Patrick Hebert with 60%, and Sean Canty with 39%.
And in District 7, this is in the Morgan City area, James Jimmy Davis, Jr., 56%, and James Hammer Bennett, Jr., the incumbent, 43%. And let's go ahead and thank our sponsor, Dr. Shade Ratcliffe with Tesh Chiropractic Wellness Center. Take it away, Jordan.
Tesh Chiropractic Wellness Center offers a comprehensive approach to your health with modern techniques and services which can provide relief from back and neck pain, including bulging discs to headaches, hip, leg pain, and more.
That's right. You can give Dr. Shade Ratcliffe a call. And don't forget, they've got a digital x-ray technology. It ensures the most accurate diagnosis and treatment. They don't have to worry about developing film like they used to.
That's right.
And so enjoy a healthier lifestyle with a visit to Tesh Chiropractic Wellness Center, 1210 Federal Avenue in Morgan City, 985-385-1500. Get on that healthy lifestyle today, and you'll be glad you did.
Oh, yes.
And, of course, we have nothing new at this time, but, of course, a lot of key races we're watching locally. There are a few surprises, some not so surprisingly. We'll see how many runoffs we get. I believe so far, I would imagine, I thought, I'm going to go ahead and say this, go on a limb and say, District 10 is a little surprising to me. I expected that to be closer between Gwen Hidalgo, Angelina Brocado, and Reginald Weary. But we've got a long ways to go. As I mentioned, Gwen Hidalgo, the incumbent, 50%. Angelina Brocado, 28%. She worked extremely hard, especially on social media, advertising on radio, and just really beat the streets with, she had the meetups with the candidates. And, of course, Reginald Weary, I believe he has run for this seat before. He's coming in at 20%, but we've got 46 precincts to go. So who knows what's happening. Brian, if we can go back to the Senate race, let's talk about that one. And Senate District 21. I heard polls all over the place on this one. Robert Alland, he is the son of incumbent Senator Brett Alland. Robert is leading at 42%. Henry Beau Lagrange, he is the former CAO of St. Mary Parish. He is second place at 36%, and Stephen Swiber at 21%. Now, you will see that there are 103 precincts yet to report. Of course, only 46 of those are in St. Mary Parish because that district goes into the Lauraville area all the way into Assumption, Lower St. Martin, Terrebonne, and Lafourche parishes. It's a very big district, so it's going to depend where they can pick their votes from. And so we shall see. I think Stephen Swiber is going to pick up some good support out of Terrebonne, as will Alland. Henry Beau Lagrange has worked extremely hard in this race, just like the others have. And but he is from St. Mary Parish. But let's see what he can do in the other parishes as well. A long night ahead of us in this race. And if we can go to the sheriff's race, closely watched sheriff's race. Of course, Gary Driscoll, he's not the incumbent, but some have treated him as the incumbent because he is the chief deputy under Sheriff Blaze Smith, who chose not to run for re-election because of health reasons. Gary Driscoll leading right now with 81%. Trying to avoid a runoff. Kenny Scalfo, he has run for office before. He's out of the Franklin area, 14%. Jason Granger, 2%. Cody Thibodeau, he is a former sheriff's deputy with 2% as well. But we shall see where those votes come from on each side of the parish to see if this huge lead can hold for Gary Driscoll. And let's go to the parish president's race. Democrat Sam Jones, of course, Mr. Jones has been in public office now for about 50 years. He served as Franklin mayor over 20 years. He went to work for Governor Blanco. He helped spearhead the recovery from Hurricane Katrina and Rita, and then he chose to run for state representative. He served for 12 years. Once he was term limited, he then went to work for incumbent Governor John Bel Edwards, and he is about to retire from that, and he chose to run for one term as parish president. So he is leading Timothy Tim LeBlanc. He is a resident of the Franklin area. He said, you know what, I'm putting my hat in the ring. He's got some business experience that he wants to bring to the table, and so we shall see again where these precincts come in tonight. But right now, Sam Jones with a strong lead of 60% to Tim LeBlanc's 39%. And if we can go to some single-member districts, Brian. I'll let Jordan start off with this one.
Yeah, so St. Mary Parish Council for District 1, still leading is Craig A. Matthews with 51% and Herbert H.B. Bell with 48%.
In this district, Craig Matthews is the incumbent. Herbert Bell, I believe, has served on the parish council. He was the mayor pro tem of the town of Baldwin. This district has shifted some to the east. It was mainly in the unincorporated areas of the west end of the parish, Four Corners, Sorrel, but it has shifted to pick up some votes around the Verdonville, Centerville area. So it's going to be interesting to see how those areas impact. Okay, so 100% of absentees have come in. So it's going to be interesting to see how those votes, that vote shift, affects that district right there. And if we can go to another District 3, this is the Centerville, Verdonville area, also parts of Sherrington and Franklin. This district, Rodney Olander, he is leading with 44%. Peter Soprano, he has served as parish councilman before. He's 39%. Whitney Bork, a newcomer, at 15%. It'll be interesting to see if this one can evade a runoff or not. All right, go ahead, Jordan, and then I'll give some commentary.
Yes, St. Mary Parish Council for District 4, leading right now is David W. Hill with 59% of the vote, and then Javon Charles with 15%, and Myron Burke with 24%.
And if we can go back to that real quick, Brian, District 4, that's part of Bayou Vista and Patterson. David Hill, owner of Southland Firearms. And, of course, he has served as the Justice of the Peace. Myron Bork, I don't know him personally, but they say he has served a lot with the fire district in the Bayou Vista area, so he's well known. Javon Charles has run for public office. He is on the Recreation District for the Bayou Vista area. So we'll see if those votes can hold for David Hill to avoid a runoff. And District 5, go ahead, Jordan.
District 5, leading is Leslie Les Rolfe with 41%, then Charles Butchie McKinley with 24%, and Douglas Streety Jr. with 34%.
Les Rolfe, he is a popular parish councilman. Of course, he's a former wildlife and fisheries agent, and we shall see if he can avoid a runoff, but right now, well below that threshold to avoid the runoff. That's the Patterson area, and of course, Douglas Streety, he is a newcomer as far as I know for politics, but he is in the Patterson area. Charles Butchie McKinley, he is well known in the gospel music area of St. Mary Parish. He is a great musician, singer. He can make an organ talk. So we'll see what happens if he can try to make a runoff. Okay, and let's go back to governor. Go ahead, Jordan.
For governor, let's see, we got Jeff Landry with 53%, Sean D. Wilson at 22%, Sharon W. Hewitt, 2%, Stephen Wagaspack with 6%, Hunter Lundy at 4%, John Schroeder at 7%, and less than 1% at 0.34 is Benjamin Barnes.
No surprise in that governor's race. The polls have been showing this. As you know, Jeff Landry taking the lead, Sean Wilson behind him, but right now about 30 points. Most have said this will probably go to a runoff between the two. Could Jeff Landry narrowly escape a runoff? Who knows? But we shall see. It's going to depend how the votes come in from the metro areas, especially New Orleans, Baton Rouge, Shreveport, and Monroe areas. All right, let's see, what do we have next, Brian? We've got a few precincts coming in from around the state.
Yeah, we sure do, Brady. Another 3 have come in from around the state. We're going to go ahead and get that up so that way everyone can see. You'll be getting some new information here on the governor's race and such, also Lieutenant Governor, Secretary of State, Attorney General, and so on.
That's right. Precincts starting to trickle in around the state, but of course you can see that we've got almost 4,000 left to go,
yeah,
so it's a long night.
That's right. It's going to be a long night. We're not seeing Terrebonne come in fast right now. We're not even seeing the absentee really coming in from Terrebonne Parish, so they're a little slow on coming in right now.
I'm wondering if Hurricane Ida has really
that could have
contributed to
something
that.
to do with it. You're absolutely right. I think this is the first major election,
I would
right?
think so, yeah.
Since Ida, so it is a possibility.
Yeah, they lost probably no telling how many precincts.
Yeah.
Especially in the southern region of Terrebonne Parish. I would imagine that has some impact on it.
But it is taking a while for Terrebonne to come back in. So you just lead the way and you tell me what you want me to do.
All right,
buddy.
let's go. Let's go to the lieutenant governor's race. Billy Nungesser, extremely popular lieutenant governor. He's like the big cheerleader for the state. He loves representing the state. 69%. Willie Jones, because he is the only Democrat in the race, you can expect him to probably be in second place. I expected Albert Guillory to do a little bit better. Albert Guillory is a former senator out of the Opelousas area. He was a very popular senator. I expected him to make a little bit better showing, but again, we've got a long night ahead of us. But I would imagine Billy Nungesser is probably going to end up taking this without a runoff. But that's my best guess. Anything's possible in politics, Brian. It's just like sports.
Absolutely. You're absolutely right. Anything is possible, right?
Yes.
Oh, sorry about that.
All right, let's go to another statewide race while we're waiting on St. Mary Parish. Secretary of State, again, 8 precincts reporting. Nancy Landry leading right now. She is the first assistant Secretary of State, leading with 20%. She's a former state representative. Right behind her is Mike Francis. He used to be the executive director of the Louisiana Republican Party, the owner of Francis Drilling Fluids. He's our public service commissioner, very, very popular among politics. He has run for this seat before several years ago, so we shall see. Closely behind him is Clay Shakesnyder, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, and then the other ones, Gwen Collins Greenup, 17%. Of course, she is one of the lone Democrats in the race besides Arthur Morrell, but we shall see as the night goes on. Senate District 21, no precincts reporting. Robert Allen, again, he is leading with 42%. And then Henry Beaulagrange, 36%. Stephen Swiber, 21%. Stephen is a newcomer to politics. His family, of course, is part of the oil and gas industry, with Diamond Services. They have all worked so hard. And I want to say something about these guys here. I think everybody knows these guys. And I was at a luncheon, I guess, last month, and I was at the table with a couple of guys in business around here, and one of the candidates walked up to the table, talked to us, walked away, and this particular guy, business guy here in town, he said, some races you don't really know who to vote for. He said this one is like they're all good guys. Everybody knows them. So some people have had a hard time really making up their mind, as this business guy was saying. So we'll see. These guys are all very popular in the area, and we'll see how the night goes on. We do have one precinct reporting, but no major changes here yet. So that is, yes, one precinct reporting in St. Mary Parish. We don't know where yet. That's the Amelia area. Let's see here. St. Mary Parish Sheriff, no major change there. Gary Driscoll still leading with 80%. I'll let you take the rest.
Yeah, and then Kenny Skefflow Sr. with 14%, and then Jason Granger with 2%, as well as Cody J. Thibodeau with 2%.
Yep. It's Cajun for him. It's Granger. Granger, yes, there you go. And then in the St. Mary Parish President's race, Sam Jones with that 1%, one precinct reporting. He came down just under 60%. Tim LeBlanc picked up a few votes there with 40%. We'll see what happens. No change there in District 1. We'll go to District 3, one precinct reporting. Go ahead, Jordan.
Yes, one precinct in District 3. Let's see. We got leading Rodney Olander, 45%, and then Peter Soprano with 39%, and Whitney Burke with 15%.
All righty. District 4, David Hill, no new precincts reporting there. District 5, no new precincts. All right, we can keep going and see where these precincts may be reporting from. I'll try to find out which precincts are reporting. I don't have a precinct league list with me. I apologize, but we'll try to. It's the search for the missing precinct. There you go. All right. So again, right now it's just the early votes. Any moment now, we'll start getting some precincts. And Jordan, I know it's your first time covering election night. I know you were excited about it, and we thank you for helping us tonight. One thing, they can either trickle in or they'll all pile in at one time.
Got it.
So we'll see what happens. We do want to go ahead and thank our sponsor, Dr. Shade Ratcliffe and Tesh Chiropractic Wellness Center.
Yes, Tesh Chiropractic Wellness Center offers a comprehensive approach to your health with modern techniques and services, which can provide relief from back and neck pain, including bulging disc, headaches, hip and leg pain, and more. And their all-new digital X-ray technology ensures the most accurate diagnosis treatment.
Okay, so give them a call, 985-385-1500, or see them at 1210 Federal Avenue in Morgan City. All right, we've got an update on the governor's race, and this is interesting because 35 precincts now reporting Jeff Landry is now under 50%, and it'll depend where these precincts are coming. The conventional wisdom is that there will probably be a runoff in this race. Sean Wilson has come up with 26%. Everyone else in single digits. Single digits. Districts, digits, they all run together. And there you go. Some other ones, Louisiana governor, of course, some lesser known candidates, some in the most of them in the single digits, some even under 0.5%. Okay, Lieutenant Governor Billy Nungesser still with that strong lead.
Yes.
I think pretty much everybody assumed that would happen.
Yeah.
All right, Secretary of State, let's see, Nancy Landry, she has 20%. Gwen Collins Greenup, 20%. And the two Republicans, both at 16%. So it's going to be interesting to see if Mike Francis or Clay Shake Snyder can beat up Gwen Collins and to try to get into that runoff. We'll see what happens in that second spot. Attorney General, let's see. Go ahead and take it, Jordan.
Yes, leading looks like at 44.6%, Liz Baker Murrow. And then with 23%, Lindsay Cheek. Marty Maley has 6.8%. John Stefanski with 17%. And Perry Walker Terrebonne with 7%.
And I can tell you this, that Liz Baker Murrow, she is the Solicitor General. She is one of the deputies under Jeff Landry, and she is trying to go in with his coattails. That's how that. All right, 69 precincts. We're coming with some changes now. This is mostly statewide, so no major changes here. Jeff Landry still at 49%. And Senate District 21, no changes, just one precinct. There's a process. Once those precincts close, they've got to read the numbers. There's a cartridge that comes out of those voting machines. The commissioner then drives it to either, I believe, the Morgan City side if you're on the east side, or it's got to go to the west end of the courthouse. It's been a while. I used to, in my early days of radio, a long time ago, about 25 years ago, we would go to the courthouse and to the St. Mary Parish School Board Annex at the corner of 2nd and Onstead. And we would allow them they would call out the numbers, and we would call them back into the radio station. Wow. Things are changed. So I don't really know the process now. But we're just waiting. They do have to drive those cartridges. It does take time. And usually there's one precinct that lags. It's in Cypremont Point. And it takes a little while to drive. They don't fly them with drones yet. Maybe one day. And we're trying to pull up some St. Mary. Okay, here we go. All right, the sheriff's race. Go ahead, Jordan, with 7 precincts reporting.
Yes, 7 of 46 precincts reporting, leading the pack. Gary Driscoll with 76%, and then Kenny P. Scelfo Sr. with 17, Jason Granger.
Yep, there you go.
With 3%, and Cody J. Thibodeau with 2%.
Yes.
Thank-
Good
okay.
job. Good job. And then in the parish president's race, Sam Jones leading 59%, Tim LeBlanc's 40%. Still one precinct. Okay, one precinct reporting. Craig Matthews leading Herbert Bell with 51% to 48%. This one may remain pretty close throughout the night. Neither one would run off with this one. Go ahead.
District 3 has 4 of 8 precincts reporting. Leading is Peter Soprano with 38%.
Actually, it's Rodney Olander.
Oh, sorry.
You're good.
The numbers. Rodney
Yeah.
Olander with
They
43.
run together. Yep.
Peter Soprano's in second with 38, and then Whitney Burke with 18%.
There you go. Looks like a runoff coming in that race. District 4, still no precincts reporting there. And let's see, District 5, same thing. District 6, no precincts yet. I'd imagine they would start coming in pretty soon, any moment now. Let's stop at District 7. Let's go to 10. We've got some precincts reporting here. Okay, Gwen Hidalgo, 51%, the incumbent, still leading. She's above that 50% plus one threshold to try to avoid a runoff. It's still early in the night. Angelina Brocata with 26%, Reginald Weary with 22%. And the city of Morgan City, nothing coming in yet. And so we know Morgan City is still outstanding. We know that. So apparently the precincts that are reporting are coming from the west end of the parish, because this is the millage renewal for Bayou Bend Health System Hospital Service District 1. I think it's an overwhelming yes. They want to support their hospital. Give us the numbers, Jordan.
Yes, 67% and 32% have voted no.
Okay. Some people just say no to tax us regardless. But you know, Bayou Bend has done a lot of improvements. I was just at the Wellness Center on Thursday, I believe, for the grand opening of the Lamplighter Light Coffee Bar. So there's a lot going on there at Bayou Bend, expansions. I think most people probably want to keep that going there in Hospital Service District 1. Let's go ahead and thank our sponsor again.
Yes, let's thank Tesh Chiropractic Wellness Center. Why live another day in pain? Give Tesh Chiropractic Wellness Center a call and start feeling yourself again. They have all new digital x-ray technology, which ensures the most accurate diagnosis and treatment. And most major health insurance is accepted. They offer affordable cash plans for those without insurance, which is really awesome.
Absolutely. Give them a call at 985-385-1500. They're located at 1210 Federal Avenue in Morgan City. Miss Ruby, the receptionist, put me down. I'm coming in for a tune-up this week after this week.
Yes, indeed.
The last 24 hours have been quite interesting for us. We've been pretty busy. Of course, you and I were at the Main Street Festival this morning in Patterson. They're still going tonight. Fifth Avenue is playing.
Yes.
Of course, we were at Patterson High School last night for a football game. We just stay busy, don't we?
Oh, yes. But we had some amazing food today at
Well,
the
yes,
festival.
we sure did. We ate good.
So good. I had
Yes,
some
indeed.
cheese fries, bacon ranch cheese fries with crispy chicken on it.
No surprise to anyone that had fried chicken and fried catfish. No surprise. And fried corn.
So good. And right before we came on, he had a boudin. So he's
Thank you, Robbie Betty
living
Bowers.
good
That was
today.
my birthday gift. He told me he was bringing me boudin, but my birthday was Thursday, and I did have my the snack just before I went on the air. So thank you, Robbie. And you can always depend on Robbie. He's going to keep us fed. Anything new? Okay, let's go to Assumption Parish. Incumbent Sheriff Leland Falcon with that strong lead of 83%. O'Neill Mills, 16%. I would say it's safe to say that Leland Falcon will enjoy another 4-year term. And Ward 1, go ahead, Jordan.
We got Assumption Parish Police Juror Ward 1 leading is with 43%, Ron Alcorn, but right underneath it's neck and neck with Josh Himmel because he's got 42%, April Davis with 9%, and then Raynell Lewis, I'm sorry I can't say that,
It's all good.
4%.
There you go. Ward 5, Michael Mikey Diaz with 84% to Kenny Miracle Jr.'s 15%. It's just a matter of where these district or these wards are located. It depends if the Democrats going to pull it off or the Republicans going to pull it off.
Right.
Still nothing from Terrebonne yet, Brian? Nothing. Okay. I believe Hurricane Ida had a lot to do with that. You know, We've been reporting, of course, early votes coming in first. We can give you some numbers. We had just over 4,000 early votes in St. Mary Parish. We want to thank Ms. Terry Fulcard, our Registrar of Voters. Her first big election as Registrar. And of course, she is the First Lady of Franklin and one of my close friends. I serve on the St. Mary Chamber Board of Directors with her. But we did have a 13% turnout for early voting. And we are starting to get some Terrebonne. And I'll just tell you this real quick, that there were in 2019, our last election cycle like this, there were 4,645 early votes, so about a 600 vote difference. I expect a lower turnout for this race, for this election, for whatever reason. But last election cycle like this, the official turnout was 45.9%. I don't expect to see that tonight. All right, in the Terrebonne Parish president's race, this is very interesting. Jason Bergeron leading with 32%. Darren Guidry with a lot of close ties. I think he worked for KQKI years ago. He sure did. 25%. And Michael Paul LaRussa, 23%. The other ones are in single digits. So that's the only thing coming in Terrebonne Parish besides coroner. Patrick Walker leading with 45 to Donald Schwab 37 and Charles Ledoux 17%. All right, go ahead, Jordan.
Terrebonne Parish Council District 1 leading with 46% is Brian K. Pledger. And then Ralph Singleton Jr. with 33%. And then Lionel Tony Lewis Jr. at 19%.
All righty, let's see, District 3. We've got Clayton C.J. Voisin leading with 55%, Gerald Michel, 44%.
District 6, let's see, leading at 40%, Clyde F. Hamner. And then Mike Cuz Prosperi, 29%, L.A. Tony Robichaux, 18%, and Russell Red Hornsby, 11%.
District 7, this is, let's see, Danny Babin leading with 67%. Willie Daisy Sr., 17%. Brian Nakan at 15%.
District 8 leading with 38%, Kim Chauvin. And then right underneath with 35%, Barry Soudelier.
Soudier.
You got it.
Yep.
And then Elrint Peanut Fungi, 22, and then Chucky Farkas with 4%.
And, of course, back to this. Oh, we've got 11 precincts now reporting. And in the St. Mary Parish Sheriff's race, not a huge change, but a little change. Gary Driscoll leading with 74%, a strong lead. Kenny Scelfo, 20%. Jason Granger, 3%. Cody Thibodeau, 2%. And you can really tell that the West, these are West End precincts by the way that Kenny Scelfo is a little bit stronger. He is from the Franklin area. I will tell you this, that if Gary Driscoll does pull this off, he will be the first St. Mary Parish Sheriff from the East End of St. Mary Parish, at least in the last several decades that we know of. And let's go to, let's say, St. Mary Parish President Sam Jones. Go ahead.
Sam Jones with 60%, and then Timothy Tim LeBlanc, 39%.
And I'll tell you this, it will also depend where, how this comes in. Though they are both from Franklin. But let's see how the East End will impact that vote total later in the night. District 1, we've got Craig Matthews, the incumbent, leading with 53% to Herbert H.B. Bell with 46%. Nothing in 4 yet. No change there. And let's see where else we may have some other precincts. Let's go to District 10 at large because we do have 11 precincts. Gwen Hidalgo is now under that 50% threshold at 49%. And go ahead, Jordan.
And Angelina Brocata is at 25.76. Reginald D. Weary at 25.01. So they're neck and neck, those two.
All right. Usually you would not think that the Dem or the REP behind it, Democrat, Republican, would matter in parish-wide races. But it's starting to happen. And you can see what's going on now. Gwen Hidalgo is capturing that Republican vote, and Angelina Brocano and Reginald Weary, both great people, are splitting up that Democratic vote. If there is a runoff, it'll be interesting to see who can make it, because it's just a very, very small difference between the two. And City of Morgan City, still no precincts reporting. Nothing. Back to Governor. All right, with 348 precincts reporting, so about a little bit less than 10% of the precincts reporting. What do we have, Jordan?
Still leading Jeff Landry with 47%, and then Sean D. Wilson with 28%, Sharon W. Hewitt 1%, Stephen Wags Wagaspack 6%, Hunter Lundy 4%, John Schroeder at 6%, and still under 1% with .38 is Benjamin Barnes.
Okay, we've got some other precincts coming in. District 21, we've got 13 precincts reporting. Robert Allen still leading with 43%. Henry Beau Lagrange, 34%. Stephen Swiber, 21%. This is going to maybe move around a little bit depending on how the numbers come in from other parishes. We did have a live studio audience for a while. I want to say hello to my parents, Mr. and Mrs. Nolan Borrell. They came to hang out with us for a while, but it looks like they're going home for the night. So I want to thank them for watching, coming in and visiting with us. We're not accustomed to live studio audiences. So thank you, Mom and Dad, for coming by tonight. And Louisiana State Representative District 50. Go ahead, Jordan.
Leading Vincent St. Blanc III with 69%, and Gloria R. Robertson with 30%. That's 15 of the precincts reporting so far.
All right. Of course, you are watching and listening to live election coverage on your local election headquarters, KQKI 95.3 FM, Bayou Vista, Morgan City, Louisiana, and on the KQKI Digital Video Network. Jordan, if you can go ahead and thank our sponsor for us.
Yes, thank you so much to Tesh Chiropractic Wellness Center. If you are tired of living in pain, go give them a call. You can call at 985-385-1500 or go visit at 1210 Federal Avenue in Morgan City. They take most major health insurance, and they offer affordable cash plans for those without insurance. Also, their all-new digital X-ray technology ensures the most accurate diagnosis and treatment. They handle everything from back and neck pain, bulging discs, to headaches, hip and leg pain, and much more.
All right, let's go to District 3. We've got a couple of more districts coming in. That's a big race right there, because you have an incumbent being challenged by a former councilman. So Rodney Olander, the incumbent, with 45%. Peter Soprano, 38%. Whitney Bork at just under 16%. I would probably expect a runoff in that race, and that's going to be interesting. It's a friendly these guys are friends. Pretty much everybody knows everybody in that district, so we'll see what happens. But it's looking like a runoff with only 2 precincts left to report. And anything new, Brian? Okay, yes, there is a change in 10. Go ahead, Jordan.
Gwendolyn Gwen Hidalgo, 50% of the vote. Then we have Angelina Brocado with 25%, and Reginald D. Weary just under with 24%, and that is now 15 of the 46 precincts reporting.
And Gwen Hidalgo back over that 50% threshold, that 50% plus 1 vote threshold, needing to try to avoid a runoff, but this could bounce back and forth all night. I'm sure those candidates are just on edge, so I understand. So we shall see. These are all great people, yes, wanting to do the right thing.
Totally.
And anything new, Brian, with what about the parish president's race? How's that looking? And want to thank Brian again. Man, he's been an octopus tonight. Not a major change right there, Jordan.
Nope, not too bad. Sam Jones with 59%, and then Tim LeBlanc with 40%. Again, 15 of the 46 precincts reporting.
Of course, Sam Jones does have a lot of name recognition, being a former mayor. He's worked for governors, has been a state representative. Tim LeBlanc has really, really worked hard for this race, for not ever running in office, for being from Franklin. He has worked the east end of the parish. He has worked extremely hard, and we shall see what the night holds or what the future holds. Terrebonne Parish President, we've got some precincts reporting. Go ahead, Jordan.
Yeah, 6 of the 78 reporting. Let's see, taking the lead with 34%, Jason Bergeron. And then right underneath, Darren Guidry with 24%. And it's neck and neck with Michael Paul LaRussa with 23%. And the other candidates are in single digits.
Okay, let's go to statewide. Anything new coming in statewide, Brian? Well, we do have over 500 precincts now coming in. Jeff Landry, of course, he's going to enjoy a strong lead throughout the night. We can expect that. But I tell you what, man, of course, we have a long ways to go depending where those votes come in. But still 48%, right in that range. Then Sean Wilson, he is the former DOTD secretary under Governor Edwards, 28%. And everyone else, single digits, pretty much what everyone expected. Okay, let's see what happens. And Lieutenant Governor's race, Billy Nungesser. Go ahead, Jordan.
Yeah, he's still high up there with 65%. And then Willie Jones right underneath with 21. And it looks like the rest is single digits as well.
I will tell you this. Billy Nungesser was going to run for governor. I think he had made up his mind, but I have a feeling he saw some poll numbers and said, you know what, I'm going back to my comfort zone. I can win lieutenant governor again, and he knew that. And so I think he went back to the comfort zone and said, forget it, I'll wait my turn, or we'll see what the future holds. And so let's see anything. We've got now over 800 precincts coming in around the state. Secretary of State's race.
Gwen Collins Greenup has 20%, but coming right underneath now, Nancy Landry 19%, and then Mike Francis with 16%, then Clay Scheck-Snyder with 15%, Arthur Morrell with 11%, Thomas J. Kennedy with 9, and then the other two single digits again, but this one's looking pretty tight.
Yeah, of course, Nancy Landry, she is the first assistant under the current Secretary of State, Kyle Ordwin, who said, I'm not running for re-election. So she is a former state representative. She's got some name recognition. Gwen Collins Greenup, she has run in this race before, and she actually made a runoff, if I'm not mistaken. And let's go to the parish. We've got 17 precincts coming in now. Let's see who we've got. Parish president, go ahead, Jordan.
59% for Sam Jones, and then Tim LeBlanc with 40%.
It's pretty much staying right there. That Sam Jones is enjoying about 60%, and Tim LeBlanc with that 40%. It's pretty much hanging right there with Sam Jones leading with 60%. All right, with the sheriff's race.
Yes, Sheriff Gary Driscoll, 73%, and then Kenny Cefalo with 20%.
Scelfo.
I think I've said that name different about 4 different times. Yep. But, just keep
I've even heard it pronounced as Scadelfo, but it's okay.
And then Jason Granger and Cody Thibodeau are in the single digits.
And I imagine those guys and gals at the Berwick Civic Center are having a nice party tonight because they're liking what they're seeing. They did not want to go to a runoff, and I think they're probably well on their way for that not to happen. And Gary Driscoll is probably a happy man right now. And let's see, 5 of 9 precincts reporting in District 1.
Craig Matthews with 58%, Herbert H.B. Bell with 41%.
Okay. District 3, again, 6 of 8 precincts reporting, looking like this is going to be a runoff between the incumbent, Rodney Olander, and Peter Soprano, former councilman. He has also run for parish president before, and Whitney Bork, of course, just under 16%, but looking like a runoff. At large 10, let's go 17 precincts. Gwen Hidalgo now. Go ahead, Jordan.
Now at 49%, Angelina Bracata 25%, Reginald D. Weary at 24%.
Well, if you're Gwen Hidalgo or any candidate, you're on edge.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yes. And let's see, anything else? Maybe in some single-member districts, Brian, anything else coming in? Let's go to 4 if you can. District 4, one precinct reporting David Hill with a strong lead, just under 60%. So no major change there to Myron Bork at 26%. Javon Charles, 14%. I was really expecting a runoff in that race, but we're going to see where those precincts come in to see if Myron Bork can close that gap between David Hill. And let's go to District 5. Only one precinct reporting. That is, go ahead, Jordan.
With 45% of the vote, Leslie Les Rolfe. Right underneath that, Douglas Streety Jr. with 34%, and Charles Butchie McKinley with 19%.
All right, if we can get District 6. Patrick Hebert with a strong lead in early vote, 60% to Sean Kenny's 39%. I expected that to be closer, but we shall see when the precincts come in.
Yes.
Let's go to Terrebonne Parish. Oh, okay, let's go to Terrebonne Parish President. Go ahead, Jordan.
Yeah, 18 of the 78 precincts have reported. We got Jason Bergeron with 33% of the vote, Darren Guidry with 24%, and Michael Paul LaRusso, 22%. That's your main three, and your other candidates are in your single digits.
Brian, can we go to District 7 in St. Mary Parish? Okay, still no precincts reporting. James Jimmy Davis Jr., political newcomer. He has been in business in the area before, leading the incumbent, James Bennett Jr., 56 to 43%. James Bennett has been strongly supported by Morgan City Mayor Lee Dragna. So we shall see James Bennett now. I believe this would be his third term that he is running for as an incumbent. So that's going to be interesting to see how that one plays out. What about District 8, Brian? Do you have anything? No precincts coming in yet. Mark Duhon, the incumbent, leading with just under 46%. Carlo Gagliano Jr., 30%, and Eric Blanchard, 23%. So I'm sure that will possibly go to a runoff. But again, it's going to depend on the precincts. Mark Duhon is, I think, Mark and Carlo are both from Amelia. I can check that. Eric Blanchard, not sure exactly where he lives. So we shall see. But that one's going to be interesting right there, especially in a runoff. And yes, Carlo does live in Amelia, so I was just wondering where those numbers may come from. And Eric Blanchard, he lives in the Morgan City area. So there you go. All right, anything else, Brian? Anything new coming in or as far as precincts? The East End is holding out on us. So we've got the West End coming. And look, they may drive all these cartridges now to Franklin. I have no idea, and we're going to have to find that out sometime. Everything changes now. And I want to thank Robbie Betty Bowers. Of course, he did bring me the boudin for my birthday, but he's also keeping Brian in check to make sure all the buttons are pressed correctly. And
he's munching on his Skittles over there.
Yeah, you imagine that.
Taste the rainbow.
Yeah, so good Skittles, man. He didn't. At least he brought me boudin.
Yeah.
I could take that.
It's better than Skittles.
Yes, absolutely. When there's boudin, when there's Betty, there's boudin. And
awesome.
While we're waiting on results, I want to thank Robbie and his foundation, the Bayou Outdoors Foundation, who they take children with special needs on hunting and fishing trips, and he partnered with the JMB Foundation out of Texas. They brought a child gator hunting earlier this week, along with Scott Green. Of course, he's a businessman here in St. Mary Parish, and my son Braden and I tagged along, and we went gator hunting for the first time. And so we really enjoyed that. Let's go to the sheriff's race. We've got some more numbers. 21 precincts. Go ahead, Jordan.
All right, Gary Driscoll with 73% of the vote. Kenny Scelfo at 20%. And then Jason and Cody Thibodeau are both in the single digits.
All righty. And parish president's race, Sam Jones has come down just a hair, but still leading, enjoying that strong lead with 58% to Timothy Tim LeBlanc, 41%.
St. Mary Parish Council District 1, 8 of the 9 precincts reporting. Craig Matthews, 55%, and Herbert H.B. Bell with 44%.
I really expected that one to be closer. I really did. But who knows? Because Herbert Bell is really well known. Both of these guys are strong candidates, very strong. I did expect it to be closer, but one more precinct to go. Craig Matthews is enjoying a strong lead. And let's see what we've got. District 3, only one more precinct to go, Jordan.
Yes, only one more, and taking the lead with 45%, Rodney Olander, and then Peter Soprano with 39, and Whitney Burke with 15.
I think I can go on the edge out here and say we can project that one to be a runoff, Brian. With one more precinct to go, not sure where it's coming from, I would say that's definitely going to be a runoff. And so we can project that one. Let's see what we have in District 4. Any precincts coming in yet? We do, of course, one precinct, David Hill, enjoying that very strong lead. Of course, he is the only Republican in the race. And a lot of people have said this is a Republican election, and I've heard that from Republicans and a Democrat in the know. They said this is a Republican election because of Jeff Landry, and he's extremely popular. So that probably has a lot to do with it. Myron Bork and Javon Charles, both of them, no party candidates. So I was really thinking a runoff, but who knows what can happen once those precincts come in.
It's true.
And District 5, still one precinct coming in. Go ahead, Jordan.
Leslie Les Rolfe is taking the lead, 45%. Then right underneath, Douglas Streety Jr. at 34, Charles Butchie McKinley at 19%.
All righty. Anything new coming in on District 6 or 7, Brian? Nothing yet. Okay. District 7, nothing. Let's go to Terrebonne Parish if we can, Brian, and then we can go to statewide. 18 precincts coming in.
Yes, 18 precincts coming in. Let's see, Jason Bergeron with 33%, Darren Guidry with 24%, and then Michael Paul LaRussa still at that 22%. All of the other candidates are in the single digits.
That is an open seat, as the current parish president is term limited. So I believe several of these are even parish councilmen. I know Darren Guidry is, so they're fighting to get into that runoff. And Darren Guidry, he is in second place, as I mentioned earlier. He used to work for KQKI, businessman in Terrebonne Parish in the advertising industry at one time. Got to meet him there a few months ago, but yes, he's got local ties. All right, let's see. Anything on the statewide races? Let's see what has happened here. Wow. Jeff Landry, look at that.
50% for Jeff Landry now with 1,488 precincts reporting. Right underneath is Sean Wilson with 26%, and the rest are in single digits.
I don't expect you can expect the numbers to be strong for Jeff Landry, but if I would be him, I wouldn't count on this number, because usually New Orleans is the last votes to come in, and that usually can change everything. So that'll pull him down in itself. But I'm going to start seeing where some of the parish votes are coming in and see what happens there. Assumption Parish, let's see what we have. Go ahead, Jordan.
All right, Sheriff with 82% of the vote, Leland Falcon, and then O'Neill Mills Sr. with 17% of the vote, and that is 19 of 30 precincts reporting.
Okay. And let's see here, Assumption Parish. Go ahead and take these next few wards, Jordan.
Ward 1 leading the way, Ron Alcorn with 42%, Josh Himmel with 37%, April Davis with 14%, and then Raynell Lewis with 5% of the vote. That's all 3 precincts reporting on that.
Yep. Let's see here. Ward 2, or the next ward that's up. Ward 4,
2 of the 4 precincts reporting. Leading is Patrick Johnson with 56%, and then Charles Bro with 43% of the vote.
Okay.
In Ward 5, again, 3 of the 4 precincts reporting. A whopping 83% lead for Mikey Diaz, and then Kenny Miracle Jr. with 16%.
All righty. And then we're going to finish up Assumption and go to the Senate race. Go ahead, Brian.
Ward 6, this is all 4 precincts reporting with 63%, Chris Carter, and then Brian A. Ponville with 36% of the vote.
So we've got a winner there in that race. Chris Carter has taken that race. And anything else in Assumption, Brian? All right, let's go to the Senate race, District 21. All right, there we have it with 33 precincts reporting, Jordan.
Yes, Robert Allen with 44% of the vote, Henry Beau Lagrange with 32%, and Steven Swiber with 22%.
All right, so far So far, Robert Allen and Henry Beaulagrange taking that lead. We'll see if Stephen Swiber can close that 10-point gap when maybe more precincts start coming in, but we shall see. It will depend on the East End precincts, how that can happen, because he would be a little bit stronger on the East End of St. Mary Parish, I would imagine. That'll change everything tonight once Morgan City Berwick starts coming in. All right.
Louisiana State Representative for District 50. This is 22 of the 42 precincts reporting, so 50%, about half. Vincent St. Blanc III at 69%. Gloria R. Robertson at 30%.
No surprise. Vinnie St. Blanc going for his second term as state representative. As a Republican, of course, we said strong. This is a very strong election for Republicans. Gloria Robertson, she actually ran for Congress, I believe as an independent a few years ago against Clay Higgins. But Vincent St. Blanc, very popular in this district, so it looks like he's well on his way. Over right at half of the precincts reporting, so we're going to go ahead and declare him a winner tonight, Brian. We can go ahead and call that race. And I believe it's pretty obvious that we can project Vinny as a winner, and we'll try to talk to him later in the evening. All right, and let's go to the sheriff's race to see any more precincts coming in. 21 precincts reporting, Jordan. Gary Driscoll,
Yes.
he's a happy man.
Yes, he is at 73% of the vote, and then Kenny underneath with 20%.
Yep, Gary Driscoll, of course, he is the chief deputy of the St. Mary Parish Sheriff's Office. He is pretty much the de facto incumbent because of the fact that he has had to run the sheriff's office for the past couple of years in the absence of Sheriff Blaze Smith, who has been ill. Chose not to run for re-election because of his health, and our prayers are with Sheriff Smith and his sweet wife, Karen. But Gary Driscoll, very popular guy here in St. Mary Parish. Yes, let's go ahead and call the sheriff's race for Gary Driscoll because we're going to go ahead and project that one. Gary Driscoll will be the sheriff-elect for St. Mary Parish. Congratulations, Gary Driscoll. And I'm sure they are listening or watching at the Berwick Civic Center. Congratulations again, Sheriff-elect Gary Driscoll. He would take office, I believe, on June 30th of next year. So there you have it. What's that, Betty? Betty said to send Boudin. All righty. Let's see anyone else that we've got here, Brian. Any other changes? Any precincts? Go ahead, Jordan. Parish president's race.
Yes, Sam Jones still in the lead, 58%, and Timothy Tim LeBlanc with 41. That's 21 of 46 precincts reporting.
Not yet comfortable with that, but we'll go ahead and keep watching that race. All right, let's go to single-member districts. Let's go to District 10 at large. Now, with almost half the precincts coming in, Gwen Hidalgo still holding on to that very strong lead, just over 50%, where she needs to be to avoid a runoff at this point. But if she comes under that 50% threshold, 50% plus one threshold, right now Angelina Bracata is next with 25%, and then Reginald Weary, 23%. Very interesting. I was talking to someone today who's familiar with politics. They completely expected and predicted something completely opposite of this. And so you just don't know in politics.
Never know.
Just don't know. All right, 21 precincts reporting. I want to send a special shout out to the Bayou Vista Community Center. We were supposed to have our election return show live at the Bayou Vista Community Center, but due to some internet issues that we did not want to take a chance, and it's nothing on their part. We rely on the big guys, Verizon and AT&T. We were just not comfortable with the speeds we were receiving, so thanks to Brian Head, he is the chairman of the Recreation District. They had offered the use of the community center, and up until 2 days ago we were going, but it just didn't work out for us. We are now in a private studio, but thank you very much. We want to thank you, Brian Head and the Bayou Vista Community District, Bayou Vista Community Center, and the Recreation District for offering that to us. It just didn't work out due to unforeseen circumstances. You cannot fight technology in this business.
True.
We can tell you that right now. Again, we have called the sheriff's race in Assumption Parish. Leland Falcon, this will be his third term as as sheriff of Assumption Parish. A very strong lead. That is what you call a landslide, if I've ever seen one. 85% technically. We've got new St. Mary Parish numbers coming in right now. Let's go to District 10 again, Brian. Right now, 23 of 46 precincts, right at half. We were halfway there. Jordan?
Yeah, but still staying pretty steady with Gwen Hidalgo at 50%, Angelina Bracata at 25%, and Reginald D. Weary at 23%.
Yep. Let's see what we've got here. Let's go to anything coming out of the Morgan City East End. Let's go to District 5, Brian. That would be Patterson area. One precinct, of course, staying steady, less rough, leading with 45. Douglas Streety, 34. Charles Butchie McKinley at 19. Let's go to 6. That is still nothing coming in. District 7, Morgan City area. Still no precincts. 8. Probably nothing coming in yet. Still nothing. Again, this is going to be an interesting race to watch. This one got pretty heated, especially on social media. And this is going to be interesting. This is going to be one to watch here. Mark Duhon, the incumbent. Carlo Gagliano Jr., he works for Acadian Ambulance in public relations. They are both from Amelia, so they're kind of pulling from the same pot. And then Eric Blanchard, he lives in Lakeside, so he's probably pulling some numbers from Morgan City. He was a St. Mary Parish Sheriff's Deputy. Not sure where he may be at this time, but all great guys, very popular guys in the community. So we will see where this one takes us tonight. And but I'm going to say it may be in a runoff, but if Carlo can get, or Eric can get Mark in a runoff, it's going to be some interesting stuff. We shall see. Let's go back to District 1, Brian, to see if we can call that. Okay, all 9 precincts reporting. Jordan?
Yes, looks like Craig Matthews has it with 55%. Herbert H.B. Bell had 44%.
So congratulations to Parish Councilman Reverend Craig A. Matthews. He is the winner tonight, pulling that one off. Again, I expected it to be much, much closer. Herbert Bell has done a lot for the community, as Craig Matthews has done. I just expected it to be closer, but congratulations, Councilman Matthews. Anything in District 3, Brian? Anything new? All 8 precincts reporting. There is a runoff between incumbent Rodney Olander with 46, just under 47%, and Peter Soprano, an independent. There will be a runoff, of course, him with 38%. So there you have a runoff between those two guys right there. Peter, again, he has been on the parish council at one time. Very popular guys, very good guys. This district changed in some ways to favor Peter Soprano. He was telling me it picked up some voters in the Sherrington area where he is from, and into the Franklin area, and but most of this district is centered around the Centerville, maybe Verdonville area. So November 18th will be the next race, next runoff election. So we shall see what happens. Brian, anything in District 4? Still one precinct reporting. Let's go to the sheriff's race. Of course, we have projected that, but I want to see how, if anything changed. Still pretty much running, holding steady. Gary Driscoll, I would imagine he's going to win with over 70%. So they are partying tonight at the the Berwick Civic Center. Let's go to District 21 State Senate. See if there's any changes yet. Okay, 43 precincts. Percentage and precinct very close together. Go ahead, Jordan.
Yes, Robert Allen with 44%, still in the lead there. Henry Beaulagrange with 32%, and Stephen Swiber with 22%. So they're all about a 10% difference between each one of them.
Great point. Stephen Swiber, we shall see if he can make up some of that percentages. once the east end of St. Mary Parish comes in. Robert Onland, of course, he is the son of incumbent Senator Beau LeGrand. Brett Onland, okay? So he's enjoying some name recognition. Also in agriculture, they are sugarcane farmers. So he is strong in not just in St. Mary, but also in Terrebonne, those sugarcane farming areas. So he's enjoying that name recognition. Henry Beau LeGrange, he has been in St. Mary Parish government for a very long time. Known throughout the parish. He owns a business in the Patterson area, a couple of businesses, as a matter of fact. He's just well known. All great guys. So they are kind of splitting up that vote. It will be interesting if they both proceed to a runoff, how that splits up. And then Stephen Swiber, of course, his family. Of course, the Swibers, the Carlines, they own Diamond Services here in Amelia. So let's see if he can close that gap on Beau LeGrange as some East End numbers start coming in, and maybe even more Terrebonne numbers as well. And let's see here, Brian. Let's go to the parish president's race. And still halfway, Sam Jones enjoying that very strong lead over Tim LeBlanc. And unfortunately for Tim LeBlanc, great guy. He's worked really hard. I just don't know if there's a way out for him to close that gap. And we just don't want to. Yeah, let's go to Assumption. Okay, Leland Falcon, of course, winning that race as sheriff again for another 4-year term. Anything on the wards, Brian? Police jurors.
Yeah, all 3 precincts reporting for Ward 1. Ron Alcorn with 42%. Looks like he won that. Underneath him was Josh Himmel with 37%. April Davis with 14. And Raynell Lewis with 5.
Okay, let's go to the next one. Ward 4, Charles Breaux, of course, Patrick Johnson enjoying a 53% lead. Charles Breaux, 46%.
Ward 5, Mikey Dias with 83%, and Kenny Miracle Jr. with 16%.
In Ward 6, Brian Pineville, of course, he is trailing Chris Carter. Chris Carter has won that race. There we go, 63%. All 4 precincts reporting. So Assumption is pretty much, they're pretty much all called tonight. I believe all the precincts are in, if I'm not mistaken. Or almost. We're almost there.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jordan.
Ward 7, Leroy J. Blanchard III with 68%, and Tim Daigle with 31%. That's 3 of 4 precincts reporting.
Okay. And let's see, Ward 8, Jamie Pineville leading, actually has defeated Booster Breaux, 66 to 33%. I believe Jamie Pineville was the incumbent, if I'm not mistaken. And let's see, anything new in St. Mary Parish yet, Brian? Let's go statewide again. Let's go to the governor's race. Look at this. Wow, Jeff Landry.
Jeff Landry with 51%, and then Sean Wilson with 24%. Looks like the race is between those two pretty much. That's 2,461 precincts reporting.
And we can go to, I think we can definitely call the lieutenant governor's race, Brian. Yeah, we can call that one. I would imagine Billy Nungesser is going to enjoy his next 4-year term, breathing a sigh of relief. Like I mentioned earlier, he was going to run for governor, but he said, you know what, like I mentioned earlier, let's go back to the comfort zone. I know I can win as lieutenant governor. So I would say no other statewide outlets have called it, but I think that's pretty we're pretty confident in that. That's obvious there. Billy Nungesser is going to go to another 4-year term. Let's go to Secretary of State. All right, Jordan.
Secretary of State, we got Gwen Collins Greenup with 19%, Mike Francis with 17, Clay Scheck-Snyder at 15, and then Thomas J. Kennedy and Arthur A. Morrell both at 10%.
Okay, Attorney General. There we go. All right, Liz Baker Murrell. She is like the chief deputy, I believe, or the solicitor general under Attorney General Jeff Landry. It's all good, Brian. She is leading 45%. And the next one behind her would be Lindsay Cheek, the Democrat. But I think Liz Baker Murrell would look pretty good in that runoff if that's what takes place. Okay, let's go to State Treasurer. John Fleming, he is a former congressman from North Louisiana, 44% to Dustin Granger's 31%.
Louisiana State Senator, District 21, with now 43 of 103 precincts reporting. Robert Outlaw still in the lead with 44%. Henry Beaulagarage with 32%, and Steven Swiber at 22%.
Okay. So let's see, and Vinny St. Blanc, I think, Brian, let's go ahead and project that one as well. Vinny St. Blanc, I thought we had done that one earlier, but it's all good. It's a given. I didn't remember. A lot of moving parts here tonight, a lot of races, but Vincent St. Blanc III will enjoy another 4-year term in Baton Rouge representing District 50. Most of this district is in St. Mary Parish. Most of it is from the Atchafalaya River on to the west end of the parish. He does have some areas of Morgan City as well. But yep, Vinny is going to enjoy another 4-year term there to represent. Of course, him being a Republican, it was pretty much a given that he had a great shot at this one tonight. So that's another landslide victory for him tonight. And let's see, anything in District 10 at large? Nothing new. So we've got... So about how many precincts do we have reporting out of St. Mary Parish altogether? If you can come on the air with us and talk to us. There we go.
Yeah, Brady, I'm not good at pressing buttons, right?
There you go.
You usually handle this during football
Exactly.
and that. So for me to look for a button, I have to reach over, and I'm just not quite seeing it. But we're looking at, let's see, in St. Mary Parish, we're looking at about 23 of 46 precincts that are reporting right now. So,
all right.
of course, that council member, District 1, I think that was already
that was done.
That was done with all 9 precincts. District 3, all 8 precincts reporting, but we're still waiting for some of these precincts to come in. So we're about halfway through.
I'm going to go ahead and guess. Years ago when we had the old green machines,
Yeah.
you remember those?
Yeah, I do remember those.
Yes, those machines. They would call the numbers on the east end for the annex office of the St. Mary Parish School Board at 2nd and Onstead Street. They would go call the numbers in, but I'm pretty sure they have to bring all of these cartridges into the clerk of court's office at the courthouse. So that's why it's taken a while for us to get those East End numbers, I would imagine. Let's go ahead and thank our sponsor, Jordan.
Yes, Tesh Chiropractic Wellness Center. Thank you so much. If they offer a comprehensive approach to your health with modern techniques and services, which can provide relief from back and neck pain, including bulging disc to headaches, hip, leg pain, and more. They also have new digital x-ray technology that ensures the most accurate diagnosis and treatment. They also take most major health insurance companies, and they offer affordable cash plans for those without insurance, which is a blessing for sure.
Absolutely. So go give Dr. Shade Ratcliffe a call like I will do this week to get my tune-up after the past.
I think I'm going to need a tune-up as well.
Yes, I think you will, man. All of us. The past 24 hours have been pretty interesting and busy for us. Well, the entire election season. This is busy times for us, but it's fun times. And of course, this is my third broadcast in the last 24 hours. Brian's second, and so yes, and you're second as well today.
Well, at least you get to hang out on the riverfront tonight.
That's exactly right. Good job, Brian.
Such a beautiful scenery there is tonight. No mosquitoes.
Yes,
so.
beautiful. And we want to thank Brian Prodige for all of his hard work with the graphics, the technology. He has been working on this for well over a month to make this happen, and this doesn't happen overnight. I can tell you that. These graphics that you're seeing, he is doing a great job, and usually he would have me on his side producing audio. It's all him tonight, with the exception of Betty Bowers making sure he presses the right buttons.
Yeah.
He's got a few Post-it notes that I wrote for him. This all means Friday night I can take a nap during the football game.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm actually doing pretty good right now, thanks to Brady's note.
You are doing very good. I'm usually the audio guy, although I do handle a lot of video, but he's usually strictly video. But he is doing everything tonight, so he's getting some very good training. Anything new coming in yet, Brian?
No, I mean, it's pretty much at a standstill right now, and I guess it's just certain areas that we're
I would
waiting
imagine
on.
the East End. Could they get a police escort you know, let me go ahead and put out the request. Sheriff-elect Gary Driscoll, maybe we should start getting some cross-parish escorts there.
That would be nice.
That would be very nice. It'd be very nice. And again, he will be the first sheriff from the east end of St. Mary Parish that I know of in at least decades, if not ever. But, he's got a strong law enforcement background. For over 30 years, he served in the military, and he's just well-liked, well-known. And he is going to fill the shoes of Sheriff Blaze Smith, who chose not to run for re-election because of his health, and we want to thank him for his service. His sweet wife, Miss Karen Smith, I know she's been doing a very good job of taking care of him, so we want to thank them very, very much for everything they've done for our parish. So it's, we're going to have a young sheriff too. He's not much older than I am, and but not to give away my age, but so it's going to be interesting. He's got a young child, and his sweet wife Courtney, she's been right there along his side. And if y'all are listening out there at the Berwick Civic Center, congratulations. I know they're having a great time tonight, and it'll be interesting to see what happens. Any particular changes at the sheriff's office once he officially takes office next year. June 30th, I believe, is when he will officially take office. They are planning to build a new sheriff's office in Centerville. They've got some concerns about the building in Morgan City, the substation, the old Sumter Williams School. I was there a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, it needs to be replaced or something. So right now it's costing them a lot of money. So congratulations to Gary Driscoll. And let's see if we have anything, parish presidents.
No, nothing new right now across St. Mary Parish. We do, however, I think in Terrebonne Parish, Brady.
Okay.
Have some updates there. Maybe you can give that out.
Yeah, Jason Bergeron leading with 33%. Darren Guidry, 25%. Michael Paul LaRussa, 22%. They've got the leads there. I know at least Darren Guidry is a parish councilman. They may both be, may all three be parish councilmen. I'm not really sure. Of course, we don't cover Terrebonne as much, but I've been seeing, anytime I go to Terrebonne Parish, I see nothing but signs. And so they've been working extremely hard. I can just speak for Darren Guidry because he's got roots here in St. Mary Parish. Yeah. Got his start at KQKI many years ago.
And I think he owned a newspaper too.
He sure did.
Over in Houma.
Yeah, he sure did. Gumbo and a few of them other newspapers. So he's working really hard at it. So we shall, along with the others. So, but yet we've got a long ways to go. Almost half, right at half of the precincts reporting in Terrebonne Parish.
The state is starting to slow down too with the precincts coming in. I don't know if they're working around the larger cities right now.
I would imagine they are.
Maybe that's a little slower coming in. You could kind of explain that a little bit better than I can.
Yeah,
you are the political guru of KQKI. So.
Well, you and Betty are the sports gurus. Somebody's got to, we just make a good team. But I am looking over some numbers in the state. Let's see, the bigger areas. Let's go to Orleans. Let me see. Actually, Orleans is about halfway there already.
Really?
They're usually lagging behind.
Maybe it's the rural areas. And what we have to remember, too, I guess, possibly, we have had all of the fires lately.
We sure have.
Can that affect anything as well?
Absolutely. You better believe that can happen. And I'm looking at LaSalle Parish. My wife is from there. So just to pull up a rural parish, about just over half of their precincts are reporting. Let me see here. I'm looking at some other parishes. Vernon, which was impacted by the fires, they're almost there. They've got about 2/3 reporting. Beauregard, they're almost there. 35 of 37 precincts. So I'm just kind of looking around the state. Yes, let's go ahead and we're going to get St. Mary Parish Sheriff-elect Gary Driscoll on as soon as we can. But Jordan, let's go ahead and thank our sponsor.
Yes, Tesh Chiropractic Wellness Center. We want to thank you so much. If you are tired of being in pain, give Tesh Chiropractic Wellness Center a call and start feeling yourself again. They take most major health insurances there, and they offer affordable cash plans for those without insurance. They also have a new digital x-ray technology, ensuring the most accurate diagnosis and treatment. You can call them at 985-385 1500, or visit them at 1210 Federal Avenue in Morgan City.
All righty, man. All right. All right, we are going to bring St. Mary Parish Sheriff-elect Gary Driscoll on the air with us, and he is trying to get away from the noise there at the Berwick Civic Center, and I can imagine about how noisy it is over there. So as soon as he can get away from the crowd, he's going to join us on the air, and so we can see what's ahead for the 4-year term for Gary Driscoll as soon as he comes on the air with us. And if all right, let's go ahead and go to Gary Driscoll. He is now. Good evening, Sheriff-elect Gary Driscoll. How are you feeling tonight?
I'm feeling great. I'm just overwhelmed with the numbers that came in and the confidence that the people of St. Mary has in me and my department.
Yeah, I mean, what does it say? I know you're not sheriff, but you are the chief deputy. You have been filling the shoes of St. Mary Parish Sheriff Blaze Smith over the past couple of years in his absence due to his illness. So I've been calling you the de facto sheriff. So they've been looking to you as the incumbent. What does that say for your leadership, the leadership of Sheriff Smith and your department?
Well, I can't speak enough about Sheriff Smith. He's been a great boss, a great friend, and his leadership has showed us all how to be better deputies and better people. And I hope to continue doing the same thing as he did.
You're talking about the next 4 years. What can we look to? We covered some of the forums, two of the forums that you participated in. You put out some plans. What can we expect?
Well, as you know, I'm huge on the community policing, and I want to do more in the communities, get a better relationship between us and the people that we serve. We also working on different things as far as the violent crimes and the juvenile issues.
All right. Well, again, I know you've got a lot of celebrating to do, and congratulations to you from all of us at KQKI, and we look forward to working with you as a media partner, and we'll let you go enjoy the evening.
Thank you, Brady. Y'all have a good night.
You got it. Of course, Sheriff-elect Gary Driscoll for St. Mary Parish. He went in without a runoff, and, a lot of people were saying, hey, he can do it, and he did it. And, Brian, if any numbers start coming in from St. Mary Parish, please let us know. And, since we're talking to sheriffs, why don't we try to get Sheriff Leland Falcon on the phone, Brian? He is, of course, going to enjoy another 4-year term. I sent you his number, so you'll have his number. And so if you can try to get Sheriff Leland Falcon on the phone. And so no new numbers yet coming out of St. Mary Parish. We've got the only numbers we have scrolling on the bottom of your screen. And at any point during an interview, Brian can go ahead and throw up some additional numbers, and we can pause the interview as those numbers are coming in. But again, we want to thank Tesh Chiropractic Wellness Center, Dr. Shade Ratcliffe, for making it possible for us to bring you this live election coverage. Why live another day in pain? Give Tesh Chiropractic Wellness Center a call and start feeling yourself again. Tesh Chiropractic Wellness Center offers a comprehensive approach to your health and modern techniques and services which can provide relief from back and neck pain, including bulging discs to headaches, hip and leg pain, and more. Their all-new digital X-ray technology ensures the most accurate diagnosis and treatment. Most major health insurance is accepted, and they offer affordable cash plans for those without insurance. Enjoy a healthier lifestyle with a visit to Tesh Chiropractic Wellness Center located at 1210 Federal Avenue in Morgan City. Give them a call, 985-385-1500. And look, I also have to give this to Dr. Ratcliffe. He also will help you with some guidance in nutrition. He's like the all-seeing eye. I can eat not so good, and all of a sudden I get a text or he walks up behind me. So he, especially if I'm on the air like we were today, and he texts me, he's like, yeah, fried corn, huh? So, yeah, he watches my nutrition, all right. He watches me eat it or listens to me eat it. Nothing new. Let's go to the governor's race, Brian. All right, Jeff Landry, of course, man, he's enjoying a solid lead, and we only have 700 precincts left to go.
Yes, 52% for Jeff Landry, and then Sean Wilson at 25%.
Wow. And, you know, everyone else single digits behind him.
Yes.
Stephen Wagesback, he was with I'm trying to think of the Louisiana Association of Business and Industry, I believe it was, or one of those organizations. And he really made a strong push, and it didn't happen. John Schroeder, he is a statewide elected official, the state treasurer. 5%. Sharon Hewitt, 1%. She is a senator. When you've got the name recognition of Jeff Landry as an attorney general, we've been saying it. You know, it's a Republican race, no matter, and nothing against Democrats or independents, but it's just the way this race, it was situated. It sometimes happens. I've heard it from both sides. They said this is a Republican's race, and it's the nature of the beast. Louisiana is a red state, and we're going to see how St. Mary Parish votes tonight in that District 10 race, where you had Gwen Landry Hidalgo enjoying a very comfortable lead over Angelina Brocado and Reginald Weary, both Democrats. And if we can go to those numbers now, Brian, and let's see where we stand on that one. Still halfway. We're exactly halfway in those precincts. Still waiting on the East End. I think most of the precincts from the West End are in. Take the numbers, Jordan.
Yes, Gwen Hidalgo still leading with 50%. Angelina Brocado right underneath with 25%, and Reginald D. Weary with 23%.
And there we go. So we're halfway there. Just waiting on some East End. Yep, exactly what we're waiting on. The East End precincts. Obviously, they've got to move those to Franklin, unlike what they used to do years ago. I'm just going to have to get versed up on how it happens. Let's go to District 8. I know we don't have any precincts yet over there, but we've been talking about that race. We'll see what happens when the numbers come in. If these numbers hold from early voting, Mark Duhon, the incumbent, just under 46%, trying to avoid a runoff, but I'm not sure if that can happen or not. Carlo Gagliano Jr., he is the chairman of the Water and Sewer Commission there in the Amelia area. There has been some issues, a lot of going back and forth between Mark Duhon. I'm not so much sure about Carlo, what he's had to say about it, but I have seen some things on social media, both of them from Amelia. And so they're both very active in their community. Carlo, of course, he works for Acadian Ambulance as public relations. I see him everywhere I go. Eric Blanchard, he has he's got a lot of experience in law enforcement. He lives in Lakeside in Morgan City, so it'll depend where those votes come in. And Brian, let's go to District 7. I know we don't have any precincts, but just some recaps so people can see that. James Jimmy Davis Jr. With 56% of the vote, to James Hammer Bennett Jr.'s 43%. And, of course, James Bennett, the incumbent, this would be his third term if he pulled it off, strongly supported by Morgan City Mayor Lee Dragna. But most of this district, if not all, sits in Morgan City itself. So we shall see where that goes there. So we're just waiting at this point. It's a waiting game. It's a hurry up and wait situation for us. You hurry up, you get ready, you go on the air, and then you wait.
Right.
Absolutely, Brady. And, of course, we are still waiting on those east end of the parish numbers to come in. Right now, we just haven't. Wait. Let's see. We may be getting some data coming in right now. So let's go ahead. We'll get this over through to you, Mr. Brady Borrell. I think we do have some numbers. Brady
Great.
and
All
Jordan,
right.
go ahead. Have fun with it.
All
We finally got some.
Wow. Okay, let's go, Jordan.
All right, so St. Mary Parish Council District 7, we now have 4 of the 5 precincts reporting, and taking the lead is James Jimmy Davis Jr. with 54%. James Hammer Bennett Jr. has 45% of the vote.
There you go. You've got about, what, a 9% vote difference there, and you've only got 1%, one precinct left to go.
Yeah,
so
that's it.
Looking good for Jimmy Davis to pull this one off. So we'll see. But that's a very strong lead with only 1 precinct left to go. So it's looking very good for him. And this is what usually happens. A bunch of precincts come in at one time. So let's go to District 10, Brian.
We will do that, Brady.
Okay, so we're almost there. So only 2 precincts left to
Wow.
go. Gwen Hidalgo, let's see if she can pull this off without a runoff. She is just barely there, 50.88%. So she's at 50% plus 1, and you go ahead and give her the other numbers.
And Angelina Bracado at 27%. Hers increased a little bit. And Reginald D. Weary with 21%.
Okay, let's go back to the single members. Let's start with District 4, Brian, because we're getting, okay, all 6. David Hill has, we can not just project it, but it happened because all 6 precincts reporting David Hill defeating Myron Bork and Javon Charles in that race without a runoff. I thought for sure it was going to happen, but again, David Hill being the only Republican. Party labels matter in 2023. It just does. And, you know, I've never seen an election cycle like this one where the labels have mattered. People are starting to really vote with those party labels. And we're going to see if people are going to start shifting their party affiliations around because of this. Let's go to District 5. All 5 precincts reporting there will be a runoff.
Yes, Leslie Les Rolfe at 39%. Douglas Streety Jr. with 31%.
Okay, and in District 6, let's go here. All 6 precincts reporting. Incumbent Patrick Hebert will win that one very easily.
59%.
Showing Candy's 40. Let's go to District 8, Brian. We should have some precincts. There we have it, 5 of 6 precincts reporting. I think we can call this one as a runoff between Mark Duhon and Carlo Gagliano Jr. So here we go. We'll see what happens in this race. But really, one more precinct left to report. And on that one and several others, and that's again, that's what happens. We expect this to happen is when almost all of the precincts from the east end of St. Mary Parish just come in at one time. And you get that flood. So here you have it again.
Everything is in on assumption.
Everything is on assumption. Let's go again to District 10, Brian. Let's see that we just had 2 more precincts in St. Mary Parish to report. Let's go back to the Senate race. Senate District 21. Go ahead, Jordan.
All right, 72 of the 103 precincts reporting. And in the lead still is Robert Alon with 46%. Henry Beaulagrange has 31%. And Steven Swiber at 22%.
Okay. We may have some. Okay, there we go. All right, Jordan, go ahead.
Yes, we now have 100 of the 103, so only waiting on 3 more precincts. Robert Alon still in the lead with 43%. Henry Beaulagrange with 31%.
So, Brian, let's go ahead and project that one. Robert Alon will face Henry Beaulagrange in a runoff on November 18th. Steven Swiber, you worked your heart out. I saw him today, as a matter of fact, in Patterson. Working extremely hard to try shaking hands and kissing babies, as they say. I saw him Monday night at the Faith and Blue Night in Berwick. He has worked extremely hard, nothing to hang his head over. But it's just the nature of the beast of politics, and it just depends where you're from and where the votes come in. But Robert Alon, just under 44%, and then Beaulagrange with 31%. They will head to that runoff on November 18th. Brian, we may have some solid numbers in District 10 if you want to pull those up, because we may have almost everything now. District 10 at large. Still 2 precincts left to go. I'm wondering if one of those is Ciprimo Point and one from Amelia.
Hey, we're about to get Betty to go down there and
yes, yes.
get those numbers, right?
Yes. Stop and give me another link of Boudin while you're at it on your way.
Me too, please.
Yes.
All the numbers are in for Assumption Parish
Okay.
as well, Brady. Just wanted to pass that on
Thank
to you. We are waiting, of course, on the last precincts here, 2 precincts, as you said, in St. Mary Parish. And we started this, at 8 o'clock?
Yep.
This is actually pretty good, though.
We are doing good.
Yeah.
We are doing very good.
If you remember the night we had, it just would not end about 5 years ago
Right.
because the system had gone down. But it seems like tonight
Yep.
they've corrected a lot of things. So
I wasn't going to say anything, but right at the beginning of the broadcast, I tried to pull up the Secretary of State's website, and it was down.
well, that's what I was trying to tell you. I knew that, but I was still getting the
Yeah,
numbers.
You're
so
right. Good. I was giving him the eyes. Oh, man. I tell you what, I've got unpleasant memories from that night. It took forever.
Look, I want to thank y'all too, and thank Betty and your dad, of course, your mom and your
Sure.
dad. They came in and we said a nice prayer before this.
We sure did.
And this has been a pretty good night for
Yeah.
us tonight. I must say.
I can say it on the air because I believe that prayer works.
Yeah, that's right.
We actually say a prayer before our football broadcast as well.
Oh,
and,
yeah, I'm going to tell you that
yep,
too.
yeah,
That's what we do. you know?
Absolutely. So I'm not ashamed of my
No,
beliefs. So
not at all.
Let me see here. I thought most of the precincts were in. Looked like for a second that all of the precincts, from what I was seeing,
In St. Mary, you're talking about? Or?
Terrebonne at first, but then it came back. But okay, let me go ahead and refresh here. But go ahead, Brian. Anything else coming in?
That's what I'm trying. Yeah, you're right. All of the in Terrebonne Parish,
they
it's
are.
all in.
Yeah, they sure are.
So that is should be coming your way
Yeah.
here in just a second, Brady.
Okay, let's go to the parish president's race if you can. And we've got, go ahead, Jordan.
All 78 precincts reporting for the Terrebonne Parish president. Looks like it's Jason Bergeron with 33%. Congratulations.
And Darren Guidry coming in with just under 25%. They are going to head to the runoff. So we can project that one because all 78 precincts are in.
That's right.
You know, it's amazing considering what they've gone through with Ida, that all of their precincts are in before ours.
Right.
Okay, we do have one more precinct that has come in for St. Mary Parish. Let's go to District 10, see where that one stands. Gwendolyn Hidalgo, she is now at 51%. So unless this next precinct makes a big difference, it looks like Gwen is going to go in. As an at-large councilwoman, she was at one point, she was the chairman. I'm not sure who the chairman is now, but I did not expect this. I really expected a runoff. But again, the Republicans are taking a very, very strong lead in most of these races, even around the state. Let's go back to council districts, wherever we were waiting on numbers, Brian. Let's go to 7. Okay, all 5 precincts reporting. And go ahead, Jordan.
Yes, 54% for James Jimmy Davis.
And he has the defeated incumbent, James Bennett, 54 to 45%. So I believe that's the first upset of the night, if I'm not mistaken, of an incumbent, Brian, of St. Mary Parish Council. Yep, the first one.
Yeah.
And so there you have it. And you're going to have runoffs in 3. You're going to have a runoff, I believe, in 5. You will have a runoff here in 7. I'm sorry, not in 7, in 8. And if Gwen Hidalgo holds, she could very well go in without a runoff. And and she was pretty conservative with her campaigning. And so, you know, sometimes signs don't vote. You know, and it's nothing against any candidate. You just never know where the vote. She
Absolutely.
actually told us that her voter base was silent. And that does happen sometime where, you know, they don't always say much. They may not put a sign in their yard, but sometimes it just happens like that in politics.
We are still waiting on that last precinct to come in right now.
Okay, let's go to District 8. Then that's going to affect that race right there. Okay, yes, we only have one more precinct to go. And then let's go back down to 7. All 5 are in. 6, that's the Berwick race. I believe all precincts are in. So I have a feeling that is the Cipremo Point precinct. Make it that long.
You were right. Get on out of here, Betty.
Yes. that usually does happen because it's quite a ways, you know, to travel. But you know, Sheriff-elect Gary Driscoll, can we get a police escort, please, or fly it, something? So I'm trying to find out.
Got some more numbers in for the governor. I don't know if you want to go ahead and look at
Let's go. I'll
that,
tell you what,
or-
Parish President Sam Jones,
Okay.
he has taken that race. We're projecting now with only one precinct left to go. Sam Jones will be our next St. Mary Parish President. Timothy LeBlanc has worked extremely hard for his first race. He received almost 42% of the votes against someone who has been in politics or at least public service for over 50 years. So that says a lot for Tim LeBlanc. Nothing to hang his head over at all. But Sam Jones, the former mayor of Franklin, he is the former state representative. He has worked for 2 governors. He does have a lot of experience he wants to bring to the table, and he says he wants to make that position a full-time job. So we shall see. Not necessarily. He said he's going in for 4 years, 1 term. He wants to make, if not for his term, the next term, a full-time job. So we shall see if he can make that happen. That would have to go before the parish council, then before the voters to change the charter. And Brian, what about the tax millage for Bayou Bend Health System? I'm pretty sure that passed with flying colors.
That's going to wait.
That's the city of Morgan City. All 9 precincts reporting. Yep, that one passed easily. Just a technical formality that needed to be passed. But there you go, right there. All 22 precincts reporting. Jordan.
Yes, 65% voted yes on that to 34 saying no.
Yep. So let's see here. Still that one last precinct, and anything can change that at large race. But those last few precincts, we saw Gwen Hidalgo come up, and so we shall see. But look, I don't care who ran. Congratulations, you've all done a great job of campaigning this election cycle, and we still have a few races to be decided. Let's go back to District 1, and let's go all the way up, Brian. Go ahead, Jordan, with District 1 Parish Council.
District 1 Parish Council, Craig A. Matthews with 55% of the vote.
District 3.
District 3, Rodney Olander and Peter Soprano. It's 46 to 38 vote runoff.
Yep.
District 4, David Hill with 61% of the vote.
And, he easily took that one. District 5, the incumbent Les Ruff will go into a runoff with Douglas Streety. He had 31%. Part of that is because you've had 2 Republicans and then 1 Democrat. They split up that Republican vote. So let's see what happens where the 28% of the vote that Charles Butchie McKinley took, where those votes can go between Les Ruff and Douglas Streety. And District 6.
District 6, Patrick Hebert with 59% of the vote.
District 7, of course, that one, Brian, you can put up the check. James Jimmy Davis Jr. defeating incumbent James Hammer Bennett Jr. And that, I tell you what, I saw some signs. Social media was lit up like crazy on this one. I cannot say it. Say it. Hard fought race. There we go.
There you go.
There we go. I've been talking a lot tonight.
Okay. Yes, you have.
So, hard fought by both. James Jimmy Davis, both, of course, he has defeated James Bennett Jr. And let's go to District 8 again. Just one more precinct reporting. But you know what? It's not in Cipremo Point because that one is coming from Morgan City or Amelia.
Okay.
There you go. So we'll see what happens. And
we've got some plans for next election too, where we'll be able to pinpoint some stuff.
There you.
Yeah.
He hasn't told me those plans.
I'm gonna kind of let that kind of sneak out right now.
Okay. All right. Let's thank some people. Jordan,
Yes.
let's thank our sponsor.
Let's thank Tesh Chiropractic Wellness Center. Why live another day in pain when you can give Tesh Chiropractic Wellness Center a call and start feeling like yourself again? They offer a comprehensive approach to your health with modern techniques and services which can provide relief from back and neck pain, including bulging discs, to headaches, hip and leg pain, and much more. They also have a new digital x-ray technology ensuring the most accurate diagnosis and treatment. They also take most major health insurances, and they offer affordable cash plans for those who do not have health insurance.
And so Captain John Schaff with the Morgan City Police Department asked if I can give them a free commercial for their National Night Out Against Crime this Tuesday night. Yeah, we'll do it. We'll be there anyway. So, yes, this is for you, John. But, of course, for the community, we will be broadcasting live Tuesday night, myself and Jordan, from Lawrence Park. It is the Morgan City's National Night Out Against Crime in partnership. It's the Morgan City Police Department and Doric Lodge number 87. It's going to be a great time. I mean, I saw the layout. I was at Lawrence Park yesterday. They're going to line the perimeter of vendors and booths. Everything's free. Free hamburgers, hot dogs, Domino's Pizza, and they're going to have some great stuff out there. And then South 70 will be playing on the stage in the gazebo. That is from, I believe, 5 to 8 on Tuesday evening, and we will be there to bring it to you live. So come join us. So there you go, John Schaff. You got it. Brian, if you want to bring any other candidates on. Okay, he is trying to get some other candidates on at this time, but we shall see. But we're just waiting on that one precinct, and that could affect that District 10 race. So we shall see here what could happen. And but let's go to statewide. Let's see what's going on with the governor's race now. So Jeff Landry, ooh, man, he may pull this off with just under 300 precincts to report. Jeff Landry is still holding on. He's got a 52% lead to Sean Wilson, so he has got double the amount of votes as over double of Sean Wilson and everybody else in single digits. I've never seen anything like this in a governor's race in a very long time with so many candidates. And let's go to Secretary of State. Thank you, Betty. You leaving us? Have a great night. Thank you for the boot and the water. Yeah. Oh, Hubig's
what
pie.
flavor is it? Is it chocolate?
Okay.
Oh, it's lemon. Lemon is great.
No.
Give it to Brian. I got the boot
Chocolate's the best.
Yes.
Chocolate.
We love Hubig's pies. All right. We've got the in the Secretary of State's race, Nancy Landry leading with 19%. And looks like it has closed the gap between Gwen Collins Greenup and Mike Francis. I mean, they are within a percentage.
All 46 reporting in St. Mary.
Let's go back to St. Mary Parish at large District 10 because all 46 precincts reporting. We can project that Gwen Hidalgo has won that race without a runoff. 50.87% to almost 51% of the vote. She has won that race. Brian, if you can try to get her on the line, we would love to talk to Gwen. I know her husband, Glenn, was commenting earlier on our Facebook feed. And by the way, I want to thank everybody who has been watching tonight, who has been telling us great coverage. We really appreciate the support. We enjoy bringing you this coverage, don't we, Jordan?
Yes, we absolutely do.
Although it's past, no, it's really not past my bedtime, but we're accustomed to working this time of the night, aren't we, Brian? So we're going to try to.
That's the truth.
Yes, we're going to try to get Gwen Hidalgo on the line now that we can project her as the winner. And so we're about to bring her on in just a moment. Okay. All right, we have got Gwen Hidalgo, the District 10 incumbent, who is now also the District 10 elect. Congratulations, Mrs. Hidalgo. How do you feel right now?
Oh, Brady, it's overwhelming.
Right.
A good run. I had good people in the race, and I'm glad everything turned out in my way.
Yeah, I mean, look, you were right there. You had to be on the edge of your seat all night.
Yes, I was. It was a nail biter.
It sure was, but you pulled it off. What can you contribute that to?
The Lord.
Yes.
Thank God, 'cause he's number one, and he pulled this race was dedicated through him, and praise God.
You know, we now have a new parish president-elect, Sam Jones. He wants to help try to unite the parish council. There have been some issues. We know that there will be some new parish councilmen. Some are in runoffs. What do you foresee in the next 4 years?
I just want us to all work together and get some progress going with our parish, we can clean up this parish.
Yeah, a lot of people are fighting for progress, and some have been elected as agents of change, and some want to see the parish united, and some say, hey, this is the election to do it. So what does that say for you?
Oh, I'm overwhelmed and just want to work with these gentlemen and lady, and let's move forward.
All righty. Well, thank you so much. Congratulations on this big win for you tonight. Councilwoman Gwen Hidalgo at large, pulling it off with just under 1%, but you did it. That's what counts.
And I want to thank all my supporters, and God bless everyone.
Thank you so much. God bless. And thank you. And Brian, if we can, thank you very much. And if we can try to get State Representative Vincent St. Blanc III on, and we're going to look at some more numbers here while Brian is trying to do that. But again, Gwen Hidalgo pulling that race off with 50.87% of the vote. Angelina Bricado, the next one with 27%, and Reginald Weary, 21%. And again, Jordan, as we said, they split up that Democratic vote. It does make a difference sometimes. Party labels, and nothing against any party, but tonight the Republicans are strong. And if Jeff Landry continues on this path, he may pull this off without a runoff.
Yes.
So some very interesting times here in Louisiana. It's definitely a red state, and tonight may be proving that the direction of the state. And we are trying to get State Representative Vincent St. Blanc III on. Brian, if we can try to get maybe Robert Onland on, and then we'll try to get Beau LaGrange on after that. So we're going to try to continue to bring you some numbers while Brian is working on that. Again, in State Senator 21st District, let's go to legislative races here while Brian is working on that. Robert Onland with 43%, Henry Beau LaGrange with 31%, Stephen Swiber 24%, and so Robert Onland and Henry Beau LaGrange going to a runoff on November 18th. And we're going to try to see if we can get these guys on for some live interviews with us tonight. And I can let them know that we're trying to reach them as well. And so it's live radio and live TV, so give us a moment. And I'm sure they're celebrating. So let me see here.
And Brady, of course, wants that. Well, it's a little bit odd in here because we're the only three in here right now.
Exactly.
And I could hear myself behind me, and I'm
Yes.
just not used to this. But once that precinct came in, that was it, right? It was like the holdout.
Yes, exactly.
And
the
finally
holdout.
it came in.
Yes, yes. So we're going to try to call. Somebody may end up trying to call back. We shall see who we've got. But I'm going to send some messages here to some of the candidates who have either been successful or are going to runoffs. And let's go to District 8, Brian. If you can pull that up. Go ahead, Jordan, when that comes out. Yep.
Yeah, District 8, all 6 precincts reporting. Looks like a runoff between Mark Duhan with 48% and Carlo Gagliano Jr. with 30%.
Okay, there we go. And so let's see here. Let's thank our sponsor again.
Yeah, thank you so much to Tesh Chiropractic Wellness Center. Why live another day in pain when you can give them a call at 985-385-1500 or visit them at 1210 Federal Avenue in Morgan City. They are a comprehensive approach to your health with modern techniques and services which can provide relief from back and neck pain, including bulging discs, headaches, hip and leg pain, and much more.
There you go. So hold on a second here. I think we've got Beau LaGrange coming on. All right, Beau LaGrange, Henry Beau LaGrange. He is now in the runoff with Robert Onland, the State Senate District 21. Beau, how are you feeling tonight?
Thank you, Brady. Yeah, I'm feeling very good about the results of the election and making the runoff. It's been a long, campaign so far, but I'm appreciative and humbled by the vote and support that the voters in Senate District 21 have shown me, and them receiving me in all of the different in their households and at different events. And look forward to continue to get my message out to the voters and let them know who I am and what I can bring to Senate District 21, and that is my work experience, my life experience, and my ability to always be accessible and responsive to the people.
Well, there you go. It all starts fresh tomorrow morning. It's a new election, so get some rest tonight, and good luck on your next race.
Thank you. Appreciate you, Brady.
Thank you, Bo. Have a great night.
All
of
right.
course,
Yeah,
Henry
okay.
Bo LaGrange in the runoff with Robert Onland for District 21 State Senate. And Brian, I believe another candidate was trying to reach you, so we're going to try to reach them as well as they were trying to call in. So give us a moment here. And again, we want to thank everybody for all of the help tonight. Brian and, of course, Betty Bowers standing by. My parents came by. My wife and daughter came by. So nothing like that's. And all right, here we go. We've got State Representative, Vincent St. Blanc III, who has easily defeated Gloria Robertson in that race. Congratulations, State Representative Vincent St. Blanc. How are you feeling tonight?
I'm feeling good, Brady. I have some good confidence in the people that want to give me 4 more years. So I'm glad they let me serve another 4 years, because I have a lot of goals yet to reach for St. Mary Parish. And it was a good run, a good race, and really feel good about the number of friends I have and the number of people that believe in me. And makes you feel good when you win 72%. That's a great feeling.
That's what we call a landslide. And, you will have a new governor to serve with. Right now, Jeff Landry, he's in very, very good position. Does he pull it off without a runoff? We shall see, but he's doing quite well. We'll just say that. And you will have a new senator in District 21. You've been serving with Senator Brett Onland the past 4 years. It will either be his son, Robert, or Henry Bo LaGrange. So what do you do with new leadership of the state and a new senator?
Well, it's going to be good, because they both believe in the same things that I believe in. They want St. Mary comes first. Their district comes first, and my district comes first. And they're very good friends of mine. The governor's a good friend of mine. A lot of my good friends have won races, so we're going to move this state forward. A lot of things that people ask to do, like insurance and crime and all this, we have plans for all of it. So I think the state of Louisiana in this is really going to move it forward.
Yeah. We spoke to your counterpart in District 51 at the beginning of the show, State Rep Beryl Hamadeh. She mentioned the same. Insurance is at the top of everyone's mind. We will have a new insurance commissioner, Tim Temple, and everyone is anxious to see what happens beginning in January, see if we can get ourselves out of this insurance crisis.
Yeah, and you got to realize too that insurance is a private industry and in government, but we got to work on these FEMA elevations and stuff. That's the really thing, and that's left up to our congressman stuff. So we on board with all them and everything. So it's really we in a situation that it's gonna come down. Now, if we'd have had another hurricane, there's nothing we can do. But we really got to work on is car insurance and stuff. But we have plans, and we have great leadership that's gone back in. So I'm looking forward to it, Brady, and I'm really humbled to think that I can have a 70-something%. That's a great feeling.
I can imagine. Well, we'll let you go enjoy it, and thanks, Vinny, and have a great evening. Go enjoy it and celebrate.
Yes. Okay, Brady.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Y'all been good to me.
Thank you so much. State Representative District 50 State
Okay.
Representative Vincent St. Blanc III enjoying a landslide victory at almost 72% to Gloria Robertson's 28%. And we are going to try to maybe one more time, if we can try to get Robert Alain on the line. We want to give him equal time as Beau Lagrange. And so we, of course, these guys are busy. They're probably answering a lot of calls. And so, again, I'm looking at numbers right now. Jeff Landry is in a good position to maybe pull this off. He's at 52% with 3,700. We only have about 200 precincts left to report around the state. So he's in a very good position to pull this thing off tonight as our new governor. And but trying to reach Robert Alain. But go ahead and thank our sponsor again, Jordan.
Yes, thank you to Tesh Chiropractic Wellness Center that offers a comprehensive approach to your health with modern techniques and services which can provide relief from back and neck pain, including bulging discs to headaches, hip, leg pain, and more. They also have a new digital x-ray technology which ensures the most accurate diagnosis and treatment. They also take most major health insurances, and they offer affordable cash plans for those who do not have insurance. So make sure you go check them out. They're located at 1210 Federal Avenue in Morgan City, or call at 985-385-1500.
Thank you, Dr. Ratcliffe, for your friendship and your support tonight. Brian, we're going to let Jordan, let's take the parish council races from District 1. Let me see if I can work some magic to get Robert Alain to talk to us tonight.
St. Mary Parish Council District 1, Craig A. Matthews with 55% of the vote. And then on District 3, there'll be a runoff with Rodney Olander, who had 46%, up against Peter Soprano, who had 38% of the vote. Let's get that next district, Brian. Thank you. District 4, Hill in a landslide with 61% of the vote.
All righty, go ahead.
And then District 5, it looks like a runoff as well with Leslie Les Rolfe against Douglas Streety, a 39% to 31%.
All right, and let's go to Brian's being octopus right now, and he is working to get Robert Alain on the line, which I believe that's about to happen. Council District 6.
District 6 was Patrick Hebert with 59%.
All righty, and he easily taken that race. Council District 7. Let's see here. We thought we had Robert Alain coming.
District 7, James Jimmy Davis Jr. taking it with 54% of the vote.
Okay, next one.
And then District 8, it will be a runoff between Mark Duhan with 48% up against Carlo Gagliano with 30% of the vote.
Yes, indeed. And, of course, at large, District 10.
Gwendolyn Gwen Hidalgo with 50% of the vote. Congratulations.
Yes. All righty. So, man, I tell you, we all right, let me see here. I think I know the issue here. So give us a second here. Go back to the governor's race real quick. All right, Brian, I'm sending you something here. Let's try this. We're having fun, aren't we?
It's phone tag.
I tell you what, Brady, you are sending me on all kind of entertaining adventures tonight. That's all I have to say.
Sorry about that.
Because I'm probably calling some poor fella.
I apologize. So go ahead and try the number I just sent you.
Yes,
We're
indeed.
going to go ahead while they're doing that. Look at the Louisiana governor. We have 3,759 of the precincts reporting out of about 3,900. So we're still waiting on about 200 or so of those precincts to report. But as of now, Jeff Landry is in the lead with 52% of the vote. And then Sean Wilson in second place with 25% of the vote.
All right, let's go to Robert Alain. He, of course, is going into a runoff with Beau Lagrange, but we can tell you this, that we have got a projection from KLFY TV in Lafayette that Jeff Landry will in fact be the next governor. So that's the first projection that I've seen, but it is looking, someone, we've got Fox News out of New Orleans also projecting Jeff Landry to be the next governor as well. So Brian, let's go ahead and do it ourselves, but it was looking likely, but let's go ahead and go to Robert Alain. excuse me, Robert. I apologize for that. But Robert Allen, he is in a runoff now with Henry Bo Lagrange in Senate District 21. Robert, how are you feeling as it's a new race for you tomorrow?
Yeah, it's a new race, but I'll tell you, look, first place feels good. We worked really hard for it.
Yes, you have. All of you have worked really, really hard. And, all well-known guys, all three of you, and I know you've worked all sides of the district, several parishes. What's your goals for the next month or so as we go into this runoff?
Find another gear and work even harder.
Yep, well, yeah, I think you're going to need some sleep tonight to make that happen, Robert.
Yep.
Well, congratulations, Robert, on first place, but I know you've got more work to do, so we'll let you get some rest, but we want to thank you for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
All right, of course, Robert Allen, you know what, he may be a man of few words at times, but, he's probably a little overwhelmed and exhausted. I saw him today at the Patterson Main Street Festival. He said, I might get a nap in today. I think we're pretty much where we needed to be, Brian. We've got all of St. Mary Parish taken care of. Assumption is locked in. We've got Terrebonne Parish, and I think we can about call it a night. And we know that Jeff Landry will, in fact, be our new governor. A little shocking. Some didn't think it would happen, but it happened, and he pulled this one off without a runoff.
Yeah, 52%. I mean, when you look at how many people are in this race and to be able to do it without going into a runoff.
Yes.
Yeah, you're right. That's pretty good.
Yes, very much so. So congratulations to Jeff Landry. And, I can go ahead and say it. Jeff is a friend of mine. He is from up the road. He grew up in New Iberia. He lives in Broussard now. He will be moving to Baton Rouge in January.
That's right. Yeah.
And but congratulations for pulling this one off. Sean Wilson worked extremely hard. I can tell you that. He was the DOTD secretary under Governor Edwards, and so everyone has worked extremely hard. I don't care what office they ran for. Congratulations. I want to thank everyone for putting themselves up because it's not an easy task to run for any type of office, especially statewide.
Yes.
But congratulations to the winners, those in the runoffs. Best of luck to you. Of course, Brian's got something brewing in his head for November 18th for the runoff. I don't even know what that is yet. So, he's always pulling surprises out of the hat.
Yeah, but I've got a month to work on.
Yes, indeed. That's all I'll hear about. Thank you all for your support. Everyone watching, again, we want to thank our sponsor, Jordan.
Yes, Tesh. Oh, I'm a sponsor. Thank you so much to Tesh Chiropractic Wellness Center, where their all-new digital X-ray technology ensures the most accurate diagnosis and treatment. They also take most major health insurance, and they offer affordable cash plans for those who do not have insurance. So if you're tired of living in pain, call them, go by and see them. They're located at 1210 Federal Avenue in Morgan City, and their number is 985-385-1500.
Well, thank you, Jordan, for that. Thank you, Dr. Ratcliffe. Thank you again, Brian, Mr. Octopus, for the night.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad, though, huh?
No, it wasn't. And,
I didn't even break a sweat back
You didn't? Well, we kept the air conditioner going. And,
that's what it was?
Yes, so we want to thank everyone who had a part of tonight's broadcast. Brian, all of your production efforts. Betty, for watching them. My parents came by. My wife and daughter came by. Jordan. Thank you, TJ, for allowing her out the house for several hours today. And so we want to thank you. Again, that glow is still there from her being a newlywed. She and I, we share the same anniversary. Lauren and I got married on September 23rd, and so did she and TJ, but about an 18-year difference. So there you go. So everyone, we want to thank you for joining us tonight on KQKI 95.3 FM, Bayou Vista, Morgan City, Louisiana, and the KQKI Digital Video Network, your local election headquarters. I'm Brady Burrell, along with
Jordan.
And who's that guy over there?
Brian.
Yeah, that's who he is. He
Brian
does have a
Prodich.
name. Yes, so thank you, everyone, for joining us. Have a great night. We did it.